Yo, Jinx, man, we gotta find somebody that's down for hers, man. All these girls sipping, man. Who you think fit the category?
It's me, the brand new intelligent black woman, Y-O-Y-O, which is Yo-Yo. But I'm not to be played like I was made by Mattel. But this Yo-Yo was made by woman and male. I'm all about uprising, uplifting the woman. For that art superior to handle any male, any time, any rhyme, any flow, and any show. And if you ask my producers, they'll reply, no.
You can't play with my Yo-Yo.
Don't try to play me out. 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 My name is Yo-Yo. I'm not a one-more. I like to flow so swift. It's got to be a gift. So yo, let the beat lift as I rip and rhyme and rap and slap all the girls who can't adapt to the fact I hit the 8-ball often. The earrings I wear are called dolphins. Check the booty. Yo, it's kinda soft, and if you touch it, you're living in a coffin.
Word of mouth.
I'm in the 90s, she's still in the 80s, right? I rock the mic. They say I'm not ladylike, but I'm a lady. But we don't pull a stunt though. I kill suckers and even hit the block. So what you wanna do? You must play it world. Cause to me, you simply can't get none. You're wetter, a bit hotter, and it's no telling Ice Cube.
No, you can't play with my Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo.
Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out.
With my Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo.
Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out.
What's your
Don't
name,
try to
baby?
play me out. That's right, my name is Yo-Yo, but no, I'm not a drunken. As I rap chili chill, bringing the funk in. I'm still your man, that's if he is a honkin'. He'll call me baby, yo, or even pumpkin. I may be Buttercup, or even Miss Show. We had dinner, and now we're drinking Cisco. Hit the slow jams, it's getting cozy. You're home alone, so now you're getting nosy. You're kinda young, so of course you had to call my place. Hang up in my face, it's a sad case, so who your man's giving the dollars? What? Yep, I put lipstick on his collar. At home, he's gotta listen to ya holler. But he'll slap you and sock ya, so why bother? But if you come knocking at my door, I'll smoke you, terror ice.
You can't play with my Yo-Yo. Sucker.
Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to
You
play
can't
me
play
out.
with my Yo-Yo. Yo, yo.
Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out.
Fool, 1990, stand sucker
Don't
free.
try to play me out. Don't try
You
to play
can't
me
play
out.
with my Yo-Yo.
Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out.
Tell 'em what's up.
Yo, I hope you realize one day that your week is Monday through Sunday. So listen to my Y-O, here's my bio. And next to me, you're not fly, no. You like the skills to be a woman that's black. Fake hair in the back, plus green contact. Yo, it's just trying to stop ya. Because the world ain't a big soap opera. It only takes one punch to drop ya. And then the IBWC will come up ya. But no, I'm not living like that first. Although I pack a real small gat in my purse. But no, it's not to cause corruptions. Just to fight back on destruction. Just thought you wanna know about the Y-O. Yo, should I tell 'em I?
They know what time it is.
Yeah. I don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out.
You can't play with my Yo-Yo. Yo, yo.
Don't try to play me out.
I thought you knew.
Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out.
Yo-Yo, the brand new intelligent black lady. Stomp to the nine. For all y'all suckers. Hey, Jinx, I knew they
Don't try to
couldn't
play
fade.
me out. Don't try
You
to play
can't
me
play
out.
with my
Similar to
Yo-Yo.
a metaphor, make someone to yell or go keep it at a limit to whether yelling more and more. I am very versatile, changing my ways to different styles. Knowledge is the key. Experiences from my background, linking me as a woman. brother already knew this. Now you should wanna flex, cause I'm in full effects. Queen Latifah is 5-0 on this set. You've been begging and dying for somebody's rhyming to set you free. For God so loved the world he gave you me. I'm coolin', teaching those needing schooling in the mic. This mic in my hand, I'm ruling. So prepare your mind for my lifeline and meet the new queen of royal badness. Latifah has the spirit, so we'll head for the water and dive into the wrath of my madness. Constantly I've been getting higher, causing you to run away. Queen Latifah getting higher, causing you to run away. Some MCs that bold and arrogant, vain and using each other to compete with. These subjects I pity, cause their minds are not witty. Like Maserati around and so delicious you could eat it. Now there are those who like my taste, but don't consider biting. It's penalties for those who don't do right and just be reciting everyone else's words that took a lot of thinking. It's not a fault your thoughts are shrinking, well mine are growing. Yes, you know, like all the woman inside of me, despite what you do or say, and even in spite of me, brothers. Catch my eye with little hijinks like Iris, dying to have a lover of my likeness. So release all your shyness, just call me your highness, and dare to feel the wrath of my madness. Constantly I've been getting higher, causing you to run away. Queen Latifah getting higher, causing you to run away. Word of mouth is always everlasting, and everlasting are the words that I bring. The ruler of the ring is Lord Ramsey, and music is made by Mark the 45 King. You tremble for my treble, you're begging for the bass. The voice is too vicious, the same as the pace. The crowds, they love me, the brothers give only hugs. The strings of it butterflies fit quite snug as a bug. You know why? Because I'm bugging off the beats that DJ Mark is loving. So flex off the sounds that are pumping. I'm jumping with energy to turn your mind to gladness. Come on, just get into it, don't lie and say you've been through it. Feel the wrath of my madness. Constantly I've been getting higher, causing you to run away. Queen Latifah getting higher, causing you to run away. The scene is mine, cause I took it. I took it for the money and I took it for the fun. Don't step up in my face, you don't wanna feel the taste. Don't try to play me out, cause I'm not the one. Brothers on the bra strap, sisters clocking my sound. Why? Because they wanna be down with the queen, Latifah in command. I supply the concept for you to understand. For those who wanna bite, don't make me have to fuss. The only thing you get is the gluteus maximus. Suckers on the tip, you're loving me, you're living me. You're wishing one day that you could have this. Come on, you know the time, just be thankful for the rhyme and get up on the wrath of my madness. Constantly I've been getting higher, causing you to run away. Queen Latifah getting higher, causing you to run away. Constantly I've been getting higher, causing you to run away. Queen Latifah getting higher, causing you to run away.
Daddy's little girl, but not the girl that daddy knew. Daddy never had a clue of what his little girl would do. A drifter, swift to open up and get with ya. A pocket full of dreams is for my love for Kisha. I never concentrated on the fact that I'm love scheme for scheme and things that would lead me to a pipe dream. Picture it, yes, I'm daddy's little girl. I never asked for nothing, now it's a string of pearls. My chance is a thing, could I win with the substance? A princess with a smile, but my sweetness is sort of grim. I never fought the feeling that I had to be wild, cause in my mind I was a mature child, but I couldn't hurt daddy. I played the role, but on a same tip, I was massaging the soul. Nikki had to be free, you see I had to be me. Her life just wouldn't flow through correctly. Me and daddy's little girl.
Here comes the music.
Daddy'd always tuck me in bed and kiss me goodnight. Say, Nikki, sleep tight, then turn off the light. And when he goes away on a business trip, I flip, lose my grip. Party time, tell the girls split the duty. One go pick up the booze, my other half move your ass and go spread the news. The party went on, lasted all night long, song after song.
To the break of dawn.
Then watch some nasty porns in the morning. My body got warm from getting freaky reborn. Sexing like crazy, my body amazed me by taking a chance with a man that didn't faze me. A night so hectic, a bit unexpected. Before I made love, I should have been protected. Cause now I'm in a jam with this careless punk, and in about 3 months my stomach will be plump. Trouble, yes, I'm in the hot seat now. Tell my pops, no way, no how. It'll break his heart, wreck his whole world, to have to grow up quick. Daddy's little girl.
What daddy don't do won't hurt him.
Daddy's little girl.
What daddy don't do won't hurt him.
But I'm daddy's little girl.
What daddy don't do won't hurt him.
Daddy's little girl.
What daddy don't do won't hurt him. Here we go.
What do you say? We should let the people at home know exactly what they're missing. Are you ready for this?
Neighbors ask, could he trust me? Yeah, daddy loves me, cause I can feel it in his arms strong when he hugs me. But there comes a time when his angel must spread her wings, so I bow my head and get deep into the swing of things. Sort of raunchy, I must be, cause mama knew every time I skipped school, mama sat home saying the blues. Now I regret the day that daddy let me out to play, but I'm a woman now, so let's keep it this way. Daddy's little girl.
What daddy don't do won't hurt him.
But I'm daddy's little girl.
What daddy don't do won't hurt him.
Daddy's little girl.
What daddy don't do won't hurt him.
Daddy's little girl.
What daddy don't do. to get the language so right that everybody here will proud. Yes, I'm back. I'm proud of it. Yeah. What? Come on. Yeah. One time, This is the thing about the sun, he ain't winning. This is the thing about the sun, he ain't winning. Tight up. The queen is tight up. The queen is tight up. The queen is tight up. I think it's time I know about themselves.
This is a journey into sound. This is a journey into sound. A journey which along the way will bring to you new color, new dimension, new value. So it's ready. I throw this switch. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Don't that thing.
You make me feel so
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special news bulletin from our on-the-spot passport.
Oh my God. The music just turns.
Good evening, America. This is your president. Please listen carefully to the announcement I'm about to make. After careful consideration and research, Vice President Duke, Congress, and myself have concluded that black people have not advanced technologically. Their educational testing scores are on a rapid decline. The vast majority of them are on welfare and producing babies at a faster rate than they can support them, and we will not carry them anymore. We are left with no other choice but to put slavery back into effect. All blacks will report to the designated camps in their areas to receive further orders. The only blacks excused will be those serving in the United States military and the police. Any blacks who do not cooperate will be terminated immediately. I repeat, slavery.
For the prestige, not for me, but Dustin Oliver brothers who are sleeping time before they at work. Black people who working on welfare. Black people who can't eat. Black people who don't know no knowledge of themselves. Black people who don't have no future.
I seen the devil's war with the law. Mathematics was the key to set my whole race free. You might debate we, a refugee, no harm hurt me. Dying thirsty from the struggle to my own hustle bubble on the low. What was me to show the free bar right? The righteous Asiatic take a while, Shaitan raw light. Civilized like the Molly Burgundy. Wally Rock and seen the fifth when Ali clocking John Forte, you keep locked in.
Man, you got to recognize that cute is enough to knock you out with Mike Fitness. Get listen from hold the mic night. So say it's white night, but those are all after the F's. I'ma take away your breath to go. And that was just a daily operation. When you saw my lubrication, you give me this occupation a winner. And you know we're here from Two Barrel Elbow because the change is my love. Yo, L-Boogie with the big dick cases. Now we perfect slang like the gang of street masons. While checkmate connect, pyramid architect. Replace the last name with the S. The man's got a God complex. Take the next name to fix it. Watch Muhammad play the messenger like holy Muslims. Take orders from only God, only for when it's high. Ali appears as I hear we connect 400 years. So we the people thought that equal give love and such things. The man who made the band, remember when we were kings.
can you continue a battle that nothing, that you had nothing to do with? And, like you said, it then started like when my buddy Josh's grandparents, it happened to them. But like I said, to my best knowledge, it never happened to us. We grew up in the same place. We hung around the exact same people. We weren't treated any different than a white kid. And I just have a hard time with it now when I go home and see him, that now all of a sudden he's I don't even have a word. But
he's what? What is it he's doing? He's saying something about racism?
Yeah, and it's he's been, it's been in his family for years, and so now he's got an attitude even against some of the guys we hung out with when we were little, and he just brings it up, and it's, like I said, until we were 17, 18 years old, it never happened to us, but he's making it sound like he's got to, take over a fight that maybe his grandparents, had a long time ago.
Okay, well, let's look at your associate, Josh. Could it be that what he's saying, he's not making it up, and he's not talking about the past? Could it be possible that he's talking about something he's looking at right now, and that what he is saying is that he sees it, but that you don't? Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Well, see, that could be the case. That could be, like you said, that he's making it up, but I don't think he's making it up, because I see it too. And I've always seen it. I've never been in a situation where I didn't see it. Now, if I was looking for it and it wasn't there, then that's something different. And I've heard people say that, saying, well, I'm looking at the same thing that you're looking at, but I don't see what you see. And I say, yes, I know. That's the treachery of the way racism works. And sometimes you could be looking at it, and I have this in the book that I wrote. In racial matters, many look, but few see. See what? See what they're looking at. You're looking at it, but you don't see it. Like an optical illusion.
But if you're constantly looking for it, then, that's like they say.
No, but you can only see it if it's there. Otherwise, you are making it up, in which case nobody should do that.
Boy, that's what I'm saying. But you're telling me just a second ago that you look for it. Well, if you're looking to see if something is racist, you're constantly, you've got blinders on. You're looking for it, and you'll take any little, section of conflict or whatever and say, oh, that's racism. That's not because of, his bad attendance. That's racism. Because that's what you're looking for, is what it sounds like.
But I will only, see, the thing that I claim, that when I do look for it, I see it. Because it is there. But it's not supposed to be there. That's the key. It's not supposed to be there.
But you're looking.
No matter how hard I look, I'm not supposed to ever find it. Because it's not supposed to be there. Racism should not exist. That's the whole point. Just like cancer should not exist. See, now I can look past cancer. I can not recognize it deliberately, or I can recognize it deliberately, but I make up my mind that I'd rather not think about it. So therefore, if I don't think about it, I'm not feeling the pain directly at that moment, because I'm laughing about something. Like a cancer patient has laughed, but the cancer patient still has cancer. See what I mean? So racism is the same way. Black people laugh all the time. They're the laughingest people in the world, collectively. Nobody laughs like black people. In fact, there's more jokes made about laughing black people than anything else. Even in the old days, when it was right in your face, this thing called racism. Black people laugh more then than they do now. Black people were the biggest jokesters because they were trying to hide the pain. That's why. But over a period of years, they laugh less will never have to worry about health care. I will get top of the line health care. I already know that. He said, I'm trying to get it for the people that don't have it. He said, so if you're talking about me individually, he said, yes, I got health care, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not supposed to be concerned about other people not having it. See what I mean? So racism is the same way. There are some people who say, well, I've been able to skirt it, I've been able to get by, and I've been able to do this. The neighborhood that I was brought up in, I was able to shield myself from it. But see, the fact that you shield yourself from it means that it's there. And it should be there for you to shield yourself from it. I mean, that's the whole purpose, because when you try to move away, just like in the case of your friend Josh, when you try to reconnect with him, he's been hit by it, full force, and his behavior shows it. And that saddens you, but that's a fact. And the reason it's a fact is because he ran into it when he just moved just a little bit. And it hit him full force. Really, it had him full force all the time. That's when it's really painful.
So are you saying that you have never been mistreated because you're not white? Not that I know of. I mean, I've had friends with many people, and I mean, granted, there's always some bonehead, but that that whether he's black or white, it doesn't matter to me. I've come across bonehead, but I find myself finding more of my own quote brothers that would do me wrong more so than the white guys that I hang out with.
And I can see why that would be, because that's the effect that racism has. The very fact that when you interact with black people, they are hostile toward you, or they mistreat you, and they you don't get the kind of reaction that you should get from people when those people are black. And there's a reason for that. They've been affected by racism to the extent that nobody would want to be around them. And that makes sense, because the system of racism itself produces black people that nobody wants to be around, including other black people. That is the effect of racism itself. That's not just something that happened because black people have this peculiarity about them that makes them into monsters and monstrosities. No, that's a system that does that. So black people, by the nature of being under the system of white supremacy, are made into creatures that nobody wants to be around, including the black people themselves. They don't want to be around each other and can hardly stand themselves. But since you got to be with yourself, there's nowhere else to go. I mean, if you're you, you're you. So what can you do? And so therefore you turn that outwardly, because there's nowhere else but to turn it inwardly, in which case you would be suicidal all the time, which is what black people really are. But we just don't go that extra step. Black people are very suicidal, because black people cannot stand themselves. They can't stand other black people, and they can't stand themselves. Once when they look at other black people, they see themselves. And they can't stand what they see, because we have already been made into creatures that are unworthy of being around anything. But the system did that. We weren't born like that. We're all born as little wide-eyed, curious children. But we were turned into monsters and monstrosities. I myself am a monstrosity. The very fact that I'm having this conversation in 2009 proves that I'm a monstrosity. What's a monstrosity? A monstrosity is a creature that is out of sync, out of balance. A person who is in the midst of a whole bunch of problems that can't be solved, or apparently aren't being solved. That's a monstrosity. I'm one.
Unfortunately, at moments of white supremacy, apology.
should continue to champion by staying and working together in unity. Despite religious, political, economic, or educational or social differences, let us remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptist. We're not brutalized because we're Methodist. We're not brutalized because we're Muslim. We're not brutalized because we're Catholic. We're brutalized because we are black people in America. Hey, your mother is being raped and you're not supposed to be emotional. Your women, please, your women can't walk the street without some Santa putting his hands on her, and you're not supposed to be emotional. If you say that you're fed up, if you teach the Negroes don't even know their own names. Why? Because he took it away from them. Please. 20 million black people don't even know their own language. Why? Because he took it away from them. 20 million black people who don't even know the history of their ancestors. Why? Because he took it away from them. And if you try and tell them how far completely they've been robbed, he says that he can pay. Today you are coming out of college. You're coming out of the leading university. You're trying to go in a good direction, but you don't know which direction to go in. And if somebody tries to take you right to the root of your problem, they say that that man's a hate. If I ask why should the senators in Washington, and then again if we tell you that Negroes are being hung on the street or being shot down illegally, unjustly, and those Negroes should do something to protect themselves, you say you're advocating violence. The white man is tricking you. He's trapping you. He doesn't call it violence when he lands troops in South Vietnam. Please. He doesn't call it violence when he lands troops in Berlin. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, he didn't say get nonviolent. He said, praise the Lord, but pass the ammunition. But when someone attacks you, when someone comes at you with a club, when someone comes at you with a rope, when someone comes at you with a gun, despite the fact that you've done nothing, he tells you, suffer peace. Pray for those who use you despitefully. Be long suffering. And how long can you suffer after suffering for 400 years? So I just want to play up that little point right there, because he says that we play on your emotions. And when you turn on the television set, or your radio, or read the newspaper, they're going to tell you in that paper that I was playing on your emotions. Imagine you, a second-class citizen. That's not getting emotional, it's getting intelligent.
Family, welcome to the Rundown with Renee. I'm your hostess, Renee. And man, we're back tonight. Yeah, I think we were on like whatever day. I don't even remember whatever day.
Halloween.
And the show was like
Halloween.
15 minutes. Halloween,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, we're back tonight. So far, so good. But we got a great show coming tonight. We have two great guests coming tonight. That is Brother Knowledge One Allah, and that is Brother Doggy Diamonds. Both have been here, a couple times, few times before, so we're going to get it in. We're going to be discussing the Black Power Awards and all things Black Power and so on and so forth. There's a lot to discuss, so we're definitely going to get to that. If you would like to be in on the conversation, You can call up with questions, comments, or what have you. The calling number is 319-527-6058. 319-527-6058. I've been gone. Y'all, a lot of y'all know I've been sick. So, you know, in the hospital for a little bit and everything like that, but I'm doing a lot better. So, I'm here. We're here. We're going to get it in. And let me throw it to my brother, Psycho. Peace, Psycho. What's up?
Peace. What's going on, Renee? Glad you back. Glad you feeling better.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say shout out to the live chat. Everybody out there is listening. For those that don't know, we're live streaming on my channel, Psychopatheist. That's SYKOPATHEIST. Psychopatheist. And yeah, we're going to have an interesting show tonight, I'm sure. Did you hear earlier today what happened with the whole new terrorist attack, white on white crime?
Yes. Yeah. You know what? I was just about to speak on that. And I'm also getting Brother Knowledge and Brother Doggy Diamonds to, you know, because we're going to get into all this. But yes, I was just going to mention that I know two things I wanted to deal with tonight as well would be this whole church shooting that, you know, which I guess 26 people were killed in the Texas church. And also, I wanted to talk about this whole thing that was going around with this whole EMP, this electric, whatever it was called,
electronic pulse,
whatever.
Electric magnetic pulse. Yeah.
Okay.
EMP.
Thank you. Yes. And you know that was supposed to shut everything down and send into a case of the purge across the whole country.
Right.
So, yeah. I wanted to get into all that. Did you want to say anything you wanted to say on that? Especially this white on white crime, and then I'll bring the brothers in.
Oh, well, you know, it's always, you always find it interesting when something like this happens, you know, because I found out this happened, and I realized it took them a while to reveal who the shooter was, and I was like, it must be a white guy. I'm telling you, it's like, it's no way this person is non-white, because if it was non-white, that person's identity would have been released ASAP. But I knew it had to have been somebody white, and sure enough, it was. And I was just sitting up here, and I had to chuckle a little bit because I made a comment under a real comment under a video recently. I believe it was New Possibilities video when the whole terrorist, quote unquote terrorist attack happened up in New York with the guy running over everybody in the bike lanes. And I remember leaving a comment saying, this terrorism, I don't want to hear about no terrorism. Let's talk about white on white crime. What about white on white crime? That's the real issue in their community. Let's talk about that. I don't want to talk about this terrorist stuff. They keep talking about terrorism and terrorism. Let's talk about this white on white crime. Let's get down to the real issues. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all keep avoiding the real issues. White on white crime. It's escalating. You guys are murdering people at mass rates. Like, you keep wanting to talk about these Muslims and these Arabs and everything else, but you don't want to look at yourselves. Let's talk about this white on white crime. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, here we go today. A few days later, here we go. Boom. Yet again, proving my point. People don't want to talk about this white on white crime that's going on. Every time we turn around, something goes on with black people, what's the first thing we hear? I don't want to hear about all this police shooting and all this anything else. What y'all need to be worried about is black on black crime. That's the real problem. The real problem. Let's talk about y'all real problem. Don't talk to me about your terrorists. Don't talk to me about your Muslims and your people over here practicing Sharia law and all this other stuff and everything else. I don't want to hear about that crap anymore. All right, that's going on way the fuck overseas. Let's talk about what's going on in your community right here in this country. Okay. That white on white crime. Why y'all keep deflecting? Why don't y'all tackle the real problems?
And not only that, you know what I'm saying, let's not leave out this whole quote unquote opioid, let's just call it heroin epidemic or whatever that's going on in the white community.
Oh, definitely.
And, you know, nobody really wants to get into that, but what I noticed is when they talk about it, they always kind of gloss over it. That's number one. And then number two, when they do talk more about it, they always come from a very compassionate standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
They always come from a standpoint of, oh, these are good people, you know, they just got into something and, you know, their life went downhill. You know, they always come from that kind of angle versus, of course, we know in the black community, you know, it's crackheads out here and they just call crackheads. They're not given any sympathy or any compassion or understanding. And that's why I always say that still, when addressing these things, we have to look at and really examine ourselves and some of the things that we do. Because in the black community, let's keep it funky. It was very common, and it still is, in many ways, to, you know, just dog out people who are quote-unquote crackheads, people who are, you know, who people know do crack and things like that, even though these are people's family members and loved ones. People would still talk about them like a dog, would have them do things for a couple of dollars, you know, have them humiliate themselves. People would laugh at them, put them on video, fighting each other, doing all kind of stuff. And when you look at how the white people relate to their junkies, who are also their family members, they relate to them in a very compassionate way. Oh, they need help. They're patients, not criminals. But what we did was we fell in line with the same system that wanted to criminalize all of our people who, by the way, were intentionally targeted. Were intentionally targeted with crack cocaine. Like, we can't leave that out. Mm-hmm. White folks were not targeted in the way that black people were. Where you had an actual drug that was created by the CIA and then purposely put into poor black communities that were already disenfranchised, where people were already, you know, had less access to resources and opportunities. And so they knew it was a perfect storm and put drugs in those communities and everything else. So white people haven't had that type of target put on their back. And so now that's what you're hearing about, is that these people are patients and not criminals, and that they deserve compassion and not to be put in jail, but to be put in programs.
Mm-hmm.
And thus you have places across the country where, and these are overwhelmingly, predominantly white counties, where a person can go into the police station and turn over whatever drugs you have on you, you won't get arrested, you won't be charged, you won't have a mugshot, you won't get handcuffed, you won't be put in the jail cell. They will literally take you and help put you in a program right then and there with no criminal record attached to it. So this actually is a real thing. But of course, we know in any major city in this country where most black people are concentrated, you go into a police station like that, it's a wrap. You're going to be in jail. I don't give a damn. You got a problem, but you're going to have a problem sitting in jail. That's just what it is. So anyway, we're going to get more into that. But let me go ahead and bring the brothers in because they've been waiting patiently. We're going to get this conversation started. So let me bring in Brother Knowledge Born Allah and Brother Dog Diamond. Hey, peace, how y'all doing?
Hey.
Hey.
Peace.
What up?
Black Power.
My home phone today, so, you know.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. How you doing? How you doing?
Taking it easy. Long time no hear from, you know.
I know.
Great work together as far as the logos and everything, the shirts, and people have been buying them, so I'm happy with that. And that's just really it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, it's good to talk to you. And yeah, I've seen your like how you know, your hats and your shirts. I'm like, oh, that looks so awesome. So yeah, that's a wonderful thing. So family, yes, if you haven't checked out Diamond out, which I'll let him give y'all all his information. You know, I guess we'll do that at some point, but he can let y'all know where to check out his hats and shirts and his merch. Also, Brother Knowledge Born, you there?
Yeah, peace, Black Power.
Hey, peace.
Black Power.
Peace, how you
Hey, what's
doing?
going on with you? Peace, brother Psycho. What's good, man?
What's going on?
All right.
Jersey in the building, you know what I'm saying? Had to hear that other Jersey voice, you know, Jersey in the building. Because we got Brooklyn in the house, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
you know,
definitely.
But Jersey up in here, too.
You already.
Yes. Before we get too far away from this, because I did bring it up, I want to get both of y'all's opinions on this. The whole, what is it again, Psycho? The EPM,
Electronic magnetic pulse.
EMP.
Yeah, EMP.
Okay, EMP. So I'm pretty sure, you know, y'all, like most people, saw this video going around on Facebook. Like last week, hella people had sent it to me, and I'm like, man, when I viewed it, I was just like, whatever. Like, I'm not even sharing this. I'm not even talking about it. Because I'm like, first of all, how would you know? So, y'all get on here, I'm such and such sister. I'm blah, blah sister. And yeah, y'all, and it's going to be like the purge. And y'all got to go do this and that. And I'm just already like, what? Like, how would you know this? And you can't give any other information besides go on the Department of Defense. But if you go on there, the same governmental agency you're saying is doing this, when you go on there, they're not telling you that everything's going to be shut down. They're telling you it's not. So what are you really doing here? So anyway, I wanted to get y'all's input on this whole, or that whole video and this whole situation.
When I first saw it, this is Doggy Diamond speaking. When I first saw it, I just, I think somebody put it in my inbox and they was like, watch this, and on Facebook, and I don't watch anything on my Facebook inbox. Like, if anybody inboxes me any videos or any of this, you know, make this go viral, or you inbox me anything saying do this or do that, I just completely ignore you every time. So this is just a PSA for any and everybody. If you inbox me anything on Facebook, I just will not watch it. I just don't do all that because it's so much BS. So a homegirl of mine, I'm not going to blow her up, but she sent it to me and she was like, you need to watch this. And I was like, no, actually I don't. So I don't, because I just know anything that's going around Facebook is BS, you know, because anything that really it's real in the field is not going to be on Facebook. And not only that, people who people that I know will be talking about it in the streets, and we'll be talking about it in person. You know, we don't talk about, like, real stuff going on in the world, real stuff that's really happening in the world. We don't talk about that on Facebook. That's not a Facebook post. It's stuff that you around your peers talking about. So, you know, none of my, you know, and I have a bunch of people that I'm around that's very, very woke, as people like to say, or I like to say, you know, enlightened and righteous, and they didn't even mention it to me, you know, so I already knew it was BS from the beginning. So when that happened, you know, when I finally seen what the video was, because I did see people posting it, and I just seen by the screenshot, and when I looked at the screenshot and I seen all that, I was just like, man, listen, you know, I'm glad that I didn't pay no attention to that, because again, anything that's going on within the government definitely will not be on Facebook. You know, anything that's going to happen with the government is not going to be on Facebook. It's not going to be public for all to see, hear, and know. And, you know, when the government is going to do something, they're definitely not going to be a situation where it's for people to be forewarned and get themselves together and ready to, you know, to combat that. This is definitely not going to be that. The government has been doing, you know, very sneaky tactics since they stole us and brought us here, and they will continue. And what people have to realize too is that you have to be careful of causing mass hysteria, because they got, you know, with something called Rex 84, where they do things that cause mass hysteria to get everybody in the outrage and all, you know, unprepared. I mean, prepared for stuff and fear mongering, you know. So long story short, it was bullshit, and I knew it from the gate, and I didn't even think about it. I went, bought my Call of Duty that I had on reserve, and when Call of Duty got cut off or whatever, when the lights got cut off, I guess it would have cut my Call of Duty off because I was going to be playing my game, and that didn't happen. So that was that. And I actually was in Atlantic City, so I was expecting all the lights to go out in Atlantic City, and that didn't happen. I knew it was BS from the gate,
Yeah, I mean, it was just hilarious. And I was just throwing there that she was saying, oh, the reason why they didn't put this on mainstream is because they didn't want to cause a mass panic. But you know about it. So they didn't put this on mainstream media, but Shaniqua and Taisha know about it. And then they go and get on Facebook.
Like one of my bros said, one of my brothers said on one of my family said on Facebook, he said, nothing that he went back and looked into her, because that's what we, as people, we have to start doing research. We can't take everything on face value. We can't take people's word from it. Even people that we trust and love, we still have to have some way of doing some type of research because, you can study something for 10 years and realize you've been studying the wrong thing for 10 years. You still have to research. You learn something new every day, and knowledge is infinite. So what happened was he went back and he looked at her previous videos, and she was on there being very ratchet and just being a real, just weird behavior. So he was like, you have people every day who's out here trying to enlighten you and give you information, and y'all don't pay no attention to it. Y'all don't share and repost that. And then you have this girl who's a ratchet chick trying to act like she's trying to save your life, and y'all sharing and reposting that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, people, honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I'm starting not to blame the people who do the things and starting to blame the people who receive the information, because people are just internalizing the information. If I put out false information, it doesn't mean anything if nobody believes it and follows it. But if I'm able to deceive the people, again, I like to ask certain questions, man. Who's wrong, the preacher or the pulpit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, without the pulpit, you can't have any preacher. So the fact that people are believing BS, it's always, they say a sucker is born every day. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to be a sucker, then people are going to sucker you. I'm surprised she didn't have a GoFundMe or something saying, send me some money and I'll tell you how to escape it, and I'll tell you how to, keep your lights on and all that. She should have, and she probably
could have made a couple dollars.
Because that's where because that's where we're at as a society. People are waiting to be deceived. People are waiting to have somebody do something to them when they know better. And they say if you know better, you do better. And everybody, I've been saying this on the past few shows, everybody is so enlightened these days. Everybody has so much knowledge of self and could chip in and chime in on any topic going on right now. If you talk about, biology right now, and you might have went to school or have studies in that, no matter what you say, somebody's going to argue a point with you. That's just that's where we at as a society. So now everybody knows everything, but when it comes to certain things, everybody just gets real stupid out of nowhere. So again, when I see certain things in my inbox, when I see them videos that say, help this go viral, and watch this before they take it off Facebook, look, I'm a website owner. I know when people are doing things I know when people are trolling, and I know when people are doing stuff for views. And you cannot fool me. You can't fool me. Like I said, I have enough people around me that have knowledge of self, and if something is going on that I should know about, I'm damn sure not going to learn about it on Facebook. I'm going to get a personal phone call from somebody that's one of my peers, and say, yo, this is happening, and this is what's going on. Not some girl on Facebook. So anybody who believes that video, then you a damn fool. And you know what? People are getting fooled by fools.
Yep.
People are getting fooled by fools. But see, this is what I know, right? I know that people like problems so they can have a reason to complain. Nobody really wants to deal with solutions for things. They only like the problems. So being that this happened, now that's another week of the jokes of, yo, why the EMP thing didn't happen, and everybody said this and that. For me, like I said, I'm a New Yorker. We don't fall for the okie doke. You can't hustle. You can't hustle me. You know what I'm saying? You can't hustle me. You can't, there is no magic. There is no card game that you can hustle me with. I'm not slow. Like I'm from the fast, the fast world. So again, I think we have more things to worry about. And another thing that I want to say to people too is that knowing some of these things, what exactly are you gonna do about it? Even knowing, even knowing, because you have people who are very, very that are fear mongering you and almost telling you to a certain extent, well, I know this and you don't know this, so you're stupid. Ah ha ha ha. And if you don't know what I know, then you're stupid, and that's it. So it's a lot of things that be going on in today's society with these YouTube individuals and these YouTube personalities always talking about what they know, but they live impoverished and live fucked up just like everybody else. And my thing is, if you know better, you do better. You know, and all you know, then why are you not prosperous? And I'm not even talking about financially. Why are you still in a destitute situation if you know all this? People always say, well, you can't eat this, you shouldn't eat this, and you shouldn't do this, and you should that. I'm like, damn, we can't eat nothing, we can't wash with no soap, we can't do shit. You know what I'm saying? If you let society tell you everything is going to give you cancer, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's all to have you live in fear, make you submit. Your body is your body. Yo, you better become vegan. Eating meat is no good for you. This person said this, and I'm not going to disrespect the dead, so I'll be nice. But this person said you shouldn't eat this. This is alkaline, and I'm like, yo, so why you so fucking fat then?
Yeah,
why you so fat? Why if you live by this, why you so fat?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And your body is your body. Your mind is your mind. Trial and error, and is the best thing. And everything doesn't work for everybody when you're dealing with certain things. Now, when we're dealing with just the laws of nature, that's something different. And when you're dealing with nature, that because people like because what I just said can be misconstrued into situations of sexuality and love and shit like that. I do believe that we're not supposed to be homosexual in no way, and whether you're a woman that like women, you're still a homosexual, and I do not believe that we should be interbreeding and dating white people. That's just what I know. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people to think that I'm saying that, you can love who you love and eat what you want to eat. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying certain things is for certain people when it comes to dealing with how your body reacts to certain things. But when it comes to unnatural shit, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't be doing that. So that's just really it. But that whole EMP thing, I was just like, man, miss me with that. Like I said, I was in Atlantic City. Ain't nothing but lights there. The casino, I was, I gambled with the free money they gave me, and I ain't lose no money, and that was it,
Okay. Let me, Brother Knowledge, did you have anything you want to say on that whole thing and what you thought about it?
Nah.
Okay.
Basically.
You was like, I'm here waiting for a response. I'm like, wait, and you like, nah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Detrimental about it. I thought about it real quick though. If they shared your show, Renee, if they shared, your video, Starkey Diving, like they were sharing that, because I got it like 15 times in my inbox.
Yeah.
I got it like 15 times. Like I never heard anything from any of these people ever, like ever. You understand what I'm saying? And then I started hearing, seeing this video come into my inbox from people that I trust and I got love for. You see what I'm saying? I was like, man, I ain't never got a video from nobody like, hey, yo, check out Doggy Diamond's new video. Hey, check out Renee's, show. Hey, check out Psycho's joint. You say, hey, check out Jay Diss's joint. You say, hey, check out Jobs. I didn't get none of that. I don't get none of that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't get none of that. The thing about it that was most detrimental to me is that it was a black woman on the video. You see what I'm saying? Right now, subconsciously, you're looking at black women as they cannot be trusted, and they're going to tell you something that's not true. They're going to mislead you. You see what I'm saying? Subconsciously. In that video, it was 4 million people. You understand what I'm saying? They said like 4 million people viewed that video in like 24 hours. You see? So all of that energy right there. You see what I'm saying? And if that energy caused that EMP church shooting to happen, then we need more videos that go viral. You understand what I'm saying? That EMP charge must have hit that church, and them bastard devils that died down there, hey, it's a good day. You know? Malcolm X said, chickens coming home to roost never made me sad, only made me glad.
Okay? Man, yeah, I agree with you 100% because And my thought about it also, and I'm going to say this and then we'll move on, but my thought about it also was that this was, of course, some white supremacist folks who paid these women to do this, okay? Because you can't tell me, and I'm not trying to down the sisters or whatever, because I was trying to find out more information about them. So I'm glad you said what you said, Doggy Diamond, said, you know, because I was like, who are they? But, or who is this woman, the main one? But my thing is, somebody paid them. You can't tell me that they just had the inclination, especially when you said the type of stuff that they were putting up before. They just had the inclination to go run on and get on the Department of Defense website and then say, oh my gosh, let me go do this video and telling people that, oh, we got all our food and water and this and that. We trying to, what? Somebody paid them to do that. And these people really think black people are so dumb. And so they think we're so dumb and gullible. And sadly, some of us are. Hey, let's keep it funky. And so they think black people are so dumb.
Black people are dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I hate saying that as a blanket statement, but they knew what they were doing. And they knew that a lot of black folk would be like, oh, Lord, oh, it's all going to end. It's going to be like the birds. Let me run out here. You know, and this is how they think. And like I said, sadly, a lot of our people are like that. I was watching somebody's video, and they did like a little trick, and they went to Walmart, and they did like a video. They did like a video right before this, but the word was already out, and they was trying to make it like at Walmart people were panicking and buying all this water and doing all this stuff. And then, you know, they came back at the end like, no, like nothing happened. Nobody was panicking. Like, y'all need to stop believing everything people put up. But it was like so easy for people to just believe. Like I said, somebody nobody know anything about, okay? Somebody who can't even explain any connections they would have to the information. It's just a black woman up there talking about this is what y'all need to do, and it's going to be like the purge. She went from saying it was going to be a 3-day drill to the purge.
Renee, not to cut you off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Renee, not to cut you off, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, when I looked at that, see, I look at things from a different lens. I look at things from my lens. And when I looked at the video, like I said, I didn't watch the video. I never watched it. When I looked at it, I didn't see black women, because certain women don't represent black women to me just because of their skin color. You know, a black woman, when I see a black woman, I see someone who's very, very proud and somebody who's very radiant and articulate. That's a black woman to me. I'm not going to look at somebody who's dark, you know, and have melanin in their skin and just say this is a black woman. No, I look at that as a lost woman. You know, so she didn't represent black women for me, because again, like, when I see certain things, I just know it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the fact that she's doing it, the fact that she's doing it, or on the take, or just, you know, a part of it, then that automatically just makes me say, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. So it's not, I'm not gonna mistrust black women. You know, I'm not gonna go that far, because the black women that I know wouldn't even play those kiddie games like that. You know what I'm saying? The black women I know and the black people I know are not stupid and didn't fall for it. So the people who were sharing it and the people who viewed it, because look at it like this, right? This is what I want people to understand, and I've been trying to get people to understand, and I'm also getting tired of trying to get people to understand, because like I said, we're in a day and time where everybody knows everything but know nothing at the same exact time. So either you know or you don't know. There is no middle ground. So if you know, then you move accordingly. If you don't know, you try to figure out, you ask for help, and you do research. But we're in a time where everybody just knows. You know, there is no I don't know. Everybody knows, right? So this is what's happening. The girl puts out a video, and then why are you sharing it if it's bullshit? Even if you share it and say, look at this bullshit. You just assisted the problem. And I keep trying to get people to understand, stop sharing bullshit. If it's a man in a dress and he has a gun, why are you sharing it to say, look at these gays, look at this homo dude, what's wrong with black? Why are you sharing that? Because you are, again, helping the process. It is a process. It's an analytic that happens via the internet, via Facebook, via Twitter, via Instagram. All of this, you are helping it. Why do you think under it shows you the amount of shares? Why do you think under it shows you the amount of views? You are able to look at the demographics. It's all a part of programming. And you are helping go along with the program. And the program is why we're fucked up, because people are going along with the program instead of going against the program and getting out of the program. That's the problem. So for me, I don't share bullshit. Like Knowledge said, if we shared more things that were more helpful to us, then we would be in a better state. But if it's not poison, and if it's not gossip, and if it's not something that's very, very malicious and vile, we don't want to take no place in it, because everybody want to see the train wreck. For example, when somebody dies, before somebody say my condolences, they like how he died. What fucking difference do it make how they died? Everybody want to know how somebody died. What difference do it make? It's like, yo, my uncle just passed. Yo, how he died? Damn, you ain't even say my condolences. You ain't even ask me how okay. You just want to know how they died. And that's for what? The purpose of gossip. So even on my Facebook, when I was talking about, an interview that I did with Ali Vegas, and we've been trying to warn people about the Hollywood stuff that goes on in Hollywood and the weird stuff that's going on in the music industry. And now you see this big influx of, actual actors and people coming out and saying, yo, I was sexually assaulted. This is what's going on. People are saying, yo, name names. And it's like, what I got to name names for? I already told you. And if I tell you the name, you're not going to believe me anyway, but you just want something to gossip with. And this shit is not gossip. Like, we're dealing with the real world. And everybody is just so in love with gossip. That's why every gossip Instagram gets all these views. That's why every gossip website gets all these views. That's why TMZ is so big, because everything deals with gossip. And we're not dealing with gossip. We're dealing with the real world. Gossip is just dealing with, speculation, hearsay, a lot of untruth sometimes, and other people's misery. No, we're dealing with real shit that's going on. It's really issues where people in America don't have clean drinking water. And their water is poison. It's not even in Flint, Michigan. It was going on prior in many different places. Some of the buildings are so old, the pipes were made with lead. You know what I'm saying? Some of the buildings in housing have lead paint, where the children are living around lead paint and mold and stuff like that. That's real shit we should be talking about, not gossip. But, again, if people are not entertained by it, if they can't sleep with it, if they can't smoke to it, if they can't drink to it, if they can't party to it, and they can't sex it, if they can't get high to it, they don't care. And that is the problem. Like, people, and I'm not saying to people, be in the crib, burning incense, chanting, with your RBG flag up, with your black fist up, because we all have a good time in our own way. But my good time is my good time. And I don't refuse to let society tell me what my entertainment should be, or I'm not having a good time. Because we all keep falling under the same thing of good time. All you see is dudes smoking weed on camera. You know what I'm saying? That's a good time to people, and that's just very viral. Or you see girls on Instagram and Snap running their hair through their dry-ass weave, singing rap songs, smoking hookah. That's like a good time to everybody. And I'm like, well, those things are not a good time to me. My personal good time is I like to read, I like to walk, and I like to have dialogue with people that have like minds, or somebody with a little bit higher education, or some people that's a little behind me, where I can still learn from either or. So what's happening as a society, Facebook became the social meeting place, opposed to people even going out and meeting, greeting people. Now everybody's in a social place with actual people around them on Facebook, which is very weird. People are on Facebook around people. which is very weird. People are looking across the room and say, I know them from Facebook. And instead of them walking up to them and saying, what's up, they're waiting until they leave and say, I saw you in the party.
Yep.
Or was that you in the gray dress? This is how weird we become as people. So now we don't even know how to interact and deal with each other. So when these dumbass videos come out, that's just the new meeting spot. Like, what you doing? I ain't shit. I'm going to be in Facebook. Facebook is like the new club. Facebook is the new after-hour spot. Facebook is the meeting spot. You know, Instagram, all these things became that. So on these social media platforms, anybody could be whoever they want to be. You can know what you want to know. You can copy and paste, and you can be very argumentative. When people are argumentative with me, and not even argumentative in the sense of they're giving me a different viewpoint that I could go research or something I don't know, I just hit unfriend. Because I'm not on here to debate anybody. You want to debate somebody else, because a lot of people are not my peers. Like, I know a little bit more than a lot of people. So if you're not teaching me and you're just giving me your viewpoint based off of your emotions, I don't give a fuck about that. Give me something that's factual that you could stand on, that I can say, holy smokes, I did not know that. Let me look into that. Because that's what we live for. But just all that how you feel, I don't care how you feel. I don't care how anybody feels. So some days I be cool to the other side of the fan, and some days I just be mean as shit. Because I'm like, yo, this is just very, very annoying. So, you know, everybody talking about this video, and you know, not us, but, you know, the way that video took over, it was so much important things going on in my personal life and in everybody's personal life, that how did this capture our conversation? And I say to people, Dan, did you read to your children? Did it take Halloween for you to finally take your children outside somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Do you read to your children? Do you read to yourself? Do you just sit and have quiet time? Did you drink water today? You know, real important shit that has something to do with life, not just this app. You know, because this really took over. It really took us over. Like, wow. You know, it really took us over, and it's sad. It's very, very sad that people feel like they can only express themselves on the app. You know, people don't even pick up the phone and say, yo, bro, what's going on? Shout out to Q Butter. Q Butter just hit me and say, yo, I'm just saying what's up. And we'll talk for a while or whatever, opposed to him inboxing me what's up. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think, me personally, I just think a lot of that shit is just too weird. Like, I really am a people person with my people, and I really like to talk to people. So I'm not all this electric, you know, because if that shit goes, then what we're going to do is find a new app to communicate. You know what I'm saying? And that became the case study for everybody, and that became everybody's research. So now people are not reading books anymore. People are not, you know, really researching and digging and studying stuff. People are just going off of his post and what he said, and he's credible. So that's what it is. No, to hell with him, because everybody is capable of making a mistake. Again, you know, so a lot of times when I be reading stuff, yo, I be sitting there, even when I'm on a computer, I open up a new tab, and I research words, and I research terms, and I research some of the things that people saying, and I be like, yo, he's talking some real bullshit right now, and this just got 700 likes, and then I look at like 700 fools, you know, but I won't be 701. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's how I live my life with everything that I do. Like when me and you was doing the logo, you know what I'm saying? You came up with stuff, and then I was able to research what you gave me, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, that works. As soon as you gave me what you gave me, I went and I did my research, and I was like, oh, no, that works for what we're trying to do. Now, imagine if I said, yeah, the logo look hot, let's run with it, and went off of your word of what you said the logo meant, and somebody came and burst my bubble and said, yo, that logo means, you know, kill babies or some shit, and I done put this on the hat. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we still have to do our research as people. We still have to do our due diligence, and it's not for mistrusting anyone. It's just that so you can be able to articulate what you, instead of just lip professing and quoting what somebody else said, you can articulate it your way and have your own understanding. So, you know, that's really it. So,
all right. No, 100% well point, and you know, those are things I think that really needs to be heard. the I'm glad you're here. So I'm glad I was just here. This is very important. And man, I've been gone for a little bit, but it's like I always sit back and think like, man, we really need more, black media. That's why I'm glad you brothers have your platform. And that's what I'm about to get into, because we're going to talk about the second annual Black Power Awards. I'm actually going to go through, for those who may be unfamiliar, I'm going to go through and give you the nominees for the categories. And then these brothers are going to tell us about, what they're doing. Of course, both of these brothers are nominated. I will get to their categories. I think I'm going to do them last. But just so people are aware, because you can, if you're not in Atlanta or you can't get to Atlanta within, the next week, you can purchase, it's November the 18th, but you can purchase the live stream. There's other ways you can support. So, let me go ahead.
Oh, you can purchase the live stream now, actually. You can purchase the live stream now. If you follow me, my page, Doggy Diamonds, you can purchase the live stream now. If you're my friend on Facebook, I can give you the live stream link for you to purchase now. And then when it comes on, you could just do it. And even if you purchase it and you're not going to watch it, or you can't watch it, whatever the case may be, you could give it to somebody else. Or, you could just look at that as a donation towards black excellence and black business,
That's right.
Because this is, not federally funded. It's not corporate sponsored, so we're able to do and say what we want, and people just keep saying we need our own award show. Y'all look at the VMAs, y'all look at the AMAs, y'all look at the Country Music Awards, y'all look at the BET Awards, and say how these dudes got on dresses and how they're a disgrace to black people. Well, here it is. You have something that should make you proud as a black man, woman, or child. So now it's up to you to put your money where your mouth is, because you got a big mouth of saying what we need. Now you have it. Now let's see what you're going to do, because now it's on the people. And like I said, I always put it back on the people, because people got to stop drinking water and stop drinking the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. And when I say Kool-Aid, I don't mean Kool-Aid as in, Kool-Aid was something that everybody drank, and everybody died when they drank the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the, I believe it was the Jim Jones story, where, everybody drank the Kool-Aid and died.
Yes.
Stop drinking the damn Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Stop falling for the okie doke, because if you keep falling for the okie doke, people gonna keep giving it to you. People, that's never gonna go away. Charlatanism and fast talkers and crooks, that's never going to go away. You just have to stop falling for it, and you just have to stop being duped, because people are here to do that. Some of our people learn from those people. And that's that. So, I guess the category list is pretty long.
Yeah.
And because we did another show where it was a lot of categories, and it's pretty long, and the nominees is a lot. So I don't know if you want to do that for time purposes, because it's very, very long, and some of the things we didn't even know what the hell was going on.
I don't think I'm necessarily going to do all of them, but I'm going to jump through a few here. And, if you, Brother Knowledge or Brother Psycho, y'all have anything specific y'all want to say about a particular person, feel free. But I just want to give the people a little bit of insight on the second annual Black Power Awards. For those, like I said, who may be unfamiliar, of course, the first annual was last year. I think it was a major success. Brother DJ did come last year, and really, I'm going to try to get in touch with him, because I would like for him to come still this year. But it's just been so much going on with me and when I was on and not, so it just kind of time got away. But he had been sending me things all year, all the time. He's constantly sending me things about what's going on, so I definitely want to make sure that I put this out there as well. Okay, I'm going to just say a few of these real quick. So, spirituality and sacred science. Queen of, these are the three nominees. Queen of Flora, Sacred Woman Program. Brother Jamar Milton, the The Lighthouse and Brother Panic, Occult Lectures. I'm familiar with Brother Panic and Queen of Fu. I will have to look into Brother Jamar Milton. So y'all take note of these names if you don't know or if you do. Okay, Black Power Music Awards. We got Brother Shay Black, featuring United Front, Warfare Music, dope. DLP, Cut From That Fabric, featuring Lex and Matt Wobble, I guess is their name. And Richter Foundation, Lucrative Thoughts, dope. I've had on Brother Shay Black and Brother Richter Foundation. Check out the archives. Both amazing brothers, and I wish y'all much success. Let me go on down the list. Okay, Documentary Film Award. Now, I will say I did have, a couple of thoughts on this category, but at the same time, hey, it is what it is. But the Documentary Film Award, Black Beach, White Beach, which I heard a lot of good things about that, directed by Ricky Kelly. Number 2, Black Friday, the remix directed by Rick Mathis. And number 3, Renaissance Man, directed by Tim Trueheart. I thought was, some of the, I guess, what would be considered larger names, if you want to say, documentaries are, may have not been on the list, but again, I think they go by who the people nominate, and, who they see as being exemplary. So, moving down the line, let me do a few more here. Black Power Video Award, King Malachi and Zay Malik, Tupac Status, Gen 2 Theme featuring Wise Intelligent, Game of Death, and Red Pill featuring Kambada, made for this. Shout out to Brother Wise Intelligent, who was here as well. Check that out in the archives. And shout out to Brother Redfield, who put us in here a few times. Shout out to him, and again, much success to everybody. Let's see. Political activism. Shakim Amin Aket, South Carolina RBGs, Brother Zeke from New Era Nation, and WRFG 89.3 Atlanta. I'm going to have to check them out. Let's see. I think the last one I'm going to do, Cultural Design and Fashion Award. It's one more I want to do after this. The Cultural Design and Fashion Award, What's Up African Apparel by Ron Green and Chris Arnold, Kings County Clothing, Red and Blue Pill, and Nagas Footwear, Tariq Edmondson. So shout out to all of those brothers. The one I wanted to do, the last two I'll say, is the Literature Award for Children. Angela Freeman, Black on Black Love, Akua Agasu, the Imhotep Learning Concepts, Volume 1A, and Dawood, honey, I don't know, but Brother Dawood, okay? The Brother Man series. And shout out to Sister Angela Freeman. Shout out to everybody in that category. But Sister Angela Freeman, man, she's been putting in so much work. Please check out her books. Please look her up. She is holding it down with providing, amazing books for Black children. Man, if y'all don't know about her, y'all need to know. And then this one, Literature Award Adult, Ezra Aaron, The Sovereign Psyche, Dr. David Imhotep, The First Americans Were Africans, great book, and Nia Sade, I think, Young, Black, and Fearless. Okay, so I wanted to just throw those in there. Again, family, you can go to blackpowerworks.com and look up the nominees, and you can, I believe, put nominations in for next year. Now, let me get to the two categories these brothers are in. I'll start first with Internet Radio Award. The nominees are Brother E.J. Jones for Straight Black News, Brother Michael M. Hotep, African History Network, and our own brother Knowledge on our live for Do the Knowledge Radio. Woo, I don't have no sound effects though. Woo, yeah. Knowledge, you want to tell us a little bit about your nomination? You know, how does it feel? And you know what you're looking forward to. And are you going? Are you going to the actual award?
Definitely, I'll be in the building. You know what I'm saying? Doggy Diamond's gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta be where my brother at. You know, so be in the building. It's definitely an honor and a privilege to be recognized in such a distinct category. And you know, we work very arduously and very collaboratively in what we do, and you know, the content that we provide for our people. You know, this is something that we pay to do. You know, we pay a lot of money and invest a lot of money and time into what we do. So to have the people find value in it is what's most remarkable to me. You see what I'm saying? Because you know, you're talking to a computer or you're talking into your phone, unless you know you got a comrade that roll with you like Psycho. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, you know, we just talking into the computer or talking into the phone. You know what I mean? And sharing thoughts and ideas and you know putting it all out there. But also providing opportunity, you know, for other brothers and sisters, you know, in my case with, you know, with Do Knowledge Radio, to share their thoughts and ideas. You know, so it's not really about me. You know, Do Knowledge Radio was made for the people. You see what I'm saying? By me, but for the people. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, for the guests, you know, for the listening audience that call in and participate in the show, 90% of the people that were in the listening audience on Do Knowledge Radio have permanent shows on the platform. You know, 90% were people who just called in to listen. Now they have their own, you know, opportunity and space to grow and build. And the other 10% were guests. You see, so, you know, it's like a specialized type of situation where we took all of these, you know, strengths and creative power and put it all together in one place. So to be nominated in a category with Baba Kafaro Kamati, a.k.a. Baba E.J. Jones, and Michael M. Hotep, these are giants. You see what I'm saying? These are giants with, you know, giant platforms, you know. Brother Michael M. Hotep, he lectures, you see what I'm saying? And he produces his own material and all of that, and, you know, he goes to lecture to African people for free, you know. He just get him a little table for him to set up and, you know, sell his DVDs. And anytime you buy anything from him, he's always trying to give you something extra. You see what I'm saying? So if you get, you know, say you get the In Color series, he's giving you 2 or 3 or 4 additional DVDs of his own, you know, just out there, you know, so helping that spread. So these are 2 dynamic giants. You know, Bobby E.J. Jones is in the Straight Black Pride movement. He does Straight Black Survival. You know, I had him on the platform. You know, we shared ideas and had that wonderful exchange. It was a powerful thing. So to be able to be there in that peer group that's providing top-notch African content that's uncompromising. You see what I'm saying? It's not somebody scratching and shuffling and, you know, buck dancing and buffooning. You know, to have that strong, unapologetic stance and to be recognized in that lane, you know, what those brothers doing that work is remarkable. So, you know, I was a little taken aback when, you know, I actually heard the nomination. You see what I'm saying? And I was listening, and I heard Doggy Diamond saying, I was like, yo, let me call Doggy Diamond. Like, yo, you know, you nominated? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, here we are today, you know. And again, that's just in that same spirit and lane and love that we have to have for one another in order to be successful. You know, in order for us to continue to move forward to win. You see what I'm saying? We got to be, you know, looking out. You know what I mean? And if y'all ever seen, you know, any of them out of them 700 shows, you seen all them immaculate flyers that's out there for the listening audience? I think 650 of them was done by Sis Renee, okay? So y'all make sure if y'all looking and say like, hey, you know, the flyers be dope,
yeah, make sure y'all holler at Sister Renee. You see what I'm saying? Because she did about 650 of them. You know what I mean? So, you know, if we get this award, we won for real. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we literally won for real. You know, all together. You see what I'm saying? Because it wasn't an accomplishment that was done by one man. You know, this is one man who's like the figurehead for a brand that the world is beginning to recognize value in. So I think that's beautiful.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's a wonderful way to look at it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't see things that way. But if y'all could do me a favor, just like I'm hearing some feedback, if y'all have your YouTube on or something in the back, can you turn it down or mute it? Or if you have, like, I don't know if it's earphones or earbuds, but it's like feedback. But, no, that's what's up, Knowledge. And, of course, you already know who I'm rooting for. No shade to anyone else in the category. But, of course, I got to hold down my brother. I'm sorry. Of course, everybody in that category is definitely deserving. Straight Black News, absolutely. African History Network, I mean, hello. Classics. So, you know, everybody's deserving, but hey, Buddha Knowledge is holding it down. Like Knowledge said, he gives a lot of people opportunity. He's not a selfish person in terms of it's all about him. You know what I'm saying? He looks for any opportunity really where he can bring in more people, black folk who really are concerned about the community, people he sees that are really giving a damn. You know what I'm saying? He's always looking to bring them in and include them into what he's doing, to be a part of what he's doing, not just where he's necessarily over these people, but it's a partnership. So that's what's up. And of course, much success and love to you. And now let me go to Broadcast Media Award. And the two nominees in this, so it's a 50-50. But I already know it's 100. Well, I'll say it's 75%. I don't want to give them nothing. 75% in my brother's favor. But Broadcast Media Award, we have W Diamonds TV, and we have Black on Purpose TV. I will just throw this in there. That's another person or what have you that I have to look up because I don't really know much about them, but I will look into them. But, of course, we know our brother W Diamonds is holding it down. So, what do you want to say about your nomination, you know, about this whole process? I guess you're going to be in the building, you are Knowledge. You know, whatever you want to say about it, you have the floor.
I always done, you know, my stance hasn't changed. I'm just happy to be nominated and acknowledged by a group of my peers. We know anything that says Black Power and you put my name next to it and it's recognized by my peers and people that stand for what I stand for, you know, whether we from different walks of life but we, you know, all have the same end goal. I'm just happy to be nominated. You know, the hardware to take that home will be something great for my mantelpiece. It will be something I will, you know, honor and cherish. But the win is acknowledgement because we bust our ass day in and day out under Black Power and, you know, lost many opportunities for myself being in this entertainment business, lost many opportunities behind my political stance, behind my ideologies, and how I'd have no filter when it comes to certain topics like, you know, white supremacy and them trying to push, you know, homosexuality and weirdoism on us and our children. I'm never going to go for that. So I've lost a lot for having a stance and having, you know, an uncompromised, you know, voice. So for me to be honored by people that are my peers is the biggest thing, and the honor is just being nominated, you know, because when we work, when we do what we do, of course it's for us, but it is people that you respect, and when they say, I respect you, and I see what you're doing, and I appreciate you, that's the biggest thing. And again, people die from the lack of, you know, being appreciated, you know what I'm saying? People, you know, loneliness kills people, and,
you know, you just busting your ass and working, and you feel like nobody cares, you know, it could really, really make you physically ill. So just the fact that anybody cares about what I've been doing for the past 10 years, that's enough to, you know, for me, you know what I mean? I was like, wow, I'm actually nominated for something, you know, because I didn't want to be like Little Richard talking about I never won no Grammy and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that I can actually say, well, hey, I might not have won, you know, if I don't win, but at least they recognize me. So if they recognize me this year and I don't win this year, then they're going to recognize me again next year, because it's only going to be stronger and better and bigger, you know what I mean? So that's really it for me. So like I said, I would be happy to take home the trophy, because that, you know, that's something that I could pass on to my children and show them, you know, the second annual Black Power Awards, when it's on the 100th annual and it's bigger and crazy, I was at the second one and I won, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. But, you know, just for people saying sometimes, yo, good job, you know, I respect you, from people you respect, that's the win. You know what I'm saying? That's the win. So I'm happy either. However it goes, I already won to me. You know what I'm saying? I already won. Just acknowledgement is a win for me.
And you can tell you really mean that. You know what I mean? You can tell you really mean that.
Listen, I do not talk frivolously, and I don't have extra time to be talking about shit that I don't mean. I you know, even though we all talk for a living, but I'd rather be doing something else. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we talking and we feel like what we're saying is falling on deaf ears. I don't do that. You know what I mean? But you know, one thing about me and about Tupac, that he said something that that always resonated with me since he said it, because it just summed me up so perfectly. He said, you know, I got a big mouth and I speak from my heart. And when he said that, I was like, you know, I've always, since young, I've always had this unpopular opinion, and the things that I've said always offended people, and I never did it. You know, I never said things to be malicious. Like, I didn't wake up one day and say, you know, I'm gonna say things that's gonna bother people. I'm gonna say things to be hurtful and mean to people. But I'm always, you know, I've always said that, you know, this is my truth. This is, you know, this is what's the truth, and you know, through my lens, and that's all I've ever done. So when Tupac said that, I was like, damn, he just really just summed me up. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how to articulate it. You know, so when he said it, it just made so much sense. Like, see, he's saying how I feel. So, you know, for me, I just really, really, you know, I used to be considered to be like, I remember, you know, there was this female, they used to call me a tyrant, and she'd say, you know, she's so damn mean and so damn evil, and I'm like, well, how am I evil for telling the truth? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not evil. The evil person is the person that knows you have a booger in your nose and didn't tell you. Now everybody's ridiculing you for having a booger in your nose, when I could have just said, yo, bro, sis, wipe your nose. That's the evil person that knows that, you know, people are going to laugh at you. You know, and then sometimes it's no right way to say things to people, because sometimes you have to be brash and to the point as possible, because it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just think my my delivery sometimes is what really what really bothers people. But again, you know, sometimes there's no right, you know, wrong way to say the right thing. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you got a booger in your nose, it's like, yo, you talking a lot of shit for somebody who got a fucking big ass booger in their nose right now. You know what I'm saying? And then people expect you to say, you know, you didn't have to say it like that. You could have pulled me to the side. It's like, yeah, but you wasn't humble. You know, you were very, very arrogant and very cocky to be, you know, because certain things is for certain people. And, you know, I treat children and my elders a certain way, but if you my peer, then you're gonna get it raw. Like, even with my language and my dialogue, you know, a lot of times people think that I can't speak without cursing. You know, they really think that I can't because I curse. I really like to curse. Cursing is okay with me. I don't really like cursing much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Well, I do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. It's not because I lack communication skills or I don't know how to speak well, but I just like to emphasize things, you know what I'm saying? So you're cursing, And when I'm around children, or I'm around somebody's mother, or I'm around my elders, of course there's a certain language that I'm going to use. So I'm not like some savage dude, but I really do like to curse. You know what I'm saying? Cursing is okay, you know, but it's a time and a place for everything, you know. It's like how some people are offended by nigger. You know, if it offends certain people, and I know some people don't like it for certain reasons, I won't use the word because I'm always mindful of other people's feelings depending on the respect that I have for you. You know what I'm saying? And if you respect certain people a certain way, then you're going to be mindful of certain things. But I don't have no time for people who just want to be emotional about any and everything bothers them. But the system of white supremacy and how our people are being treated, you know, the fact that we still have certain conversations in 2017 should let you know something is gravely wrong and nothing has really changed. Because we're really when I was listening to on the intro what Malcolm was saying, I was like, did he just do that yesterday?
Exactly.
Right.
Because some of the things he was saying is just so right now that it's you know, it's like you sitting there scratching your head like, hold on, that was done over 50-something years ago. You know, over 60 years ago. So we still having that type of dialogue in 2017. Like, you know, he's still saying things that ring true today. So the fact that we still have the dialogue that we have, the fact that so many of our shows are centered around these conversations lets you know that nothing has really changed. You know, and like he said, one of the greatest analogies that he gave, this being Malcolm X, was you can't pull a knife halfway out and be like, "Are you okay?" You know what I'm saying? And I like to say, "Well, why did you stab me in the first place?" You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to say to people. You know, even if you pull a knife out and the wound heal, why did you stab me? You know, so Black Power Awards, any awards, anything that's celebrating us as people is definitely needed, and it is times where we must celebrate one another. You know, because some of us are really doing great work, and there's no way for you to get to individuals sometimes and say, you know, and tell them personally how they have affected your life in different ways, you know. So, you know, the best way to sometimes is to tell people that you appreciate them in a public forum, and the Black Power Awards is a public forum where people are going to let other people know the appreciation. So I know it was people that, you know, why y'all, you know, the award show, it's many different critics, you know, of anything. And one thing, you're always going to have critics of any and everything, you know, and that's just the way of the world, unfortunately. But again, you know, some of these people, I don't know their work, but now I'm going to get familiar with them, and I'm going to, again, do what I like to say. I'm going to do my research. Like you said, there's some people I'm going to look up now, and I might say, damn, I didn't know about this. So the Black Power Awards is not only complimenting people on their great works, it's also introducing people to the great works of some people that we might be able to use their services or just get familiar with their services via the workshops and via the actual award ceremony. And it's also honoring Rakim, the God Rakim, who, you know, for us real black men and women, that's our God MC. Is not Eminem. Y'all new age people could, you know, be and gloat and go crazy over that Eminem Trump shit. That didn't mean anything to real black people. You know, Rakim already said some of those things. Big Daddy Kane already said some of those things. Chuck D already said some of those things. So if it's not coming out the mouth of one of our people that we hold in high regard, you could keep y'all white savior. We fell for that, you know, a long time ago. And we not going to fall for that again. Not us, not these, not the great-great-great-grandchildren. We ain't falling for that. You know, we not falling for that. So y'all can keep y'all white savior, you know.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of these calls before we get out of here. We got about 30 minutes left in the live stream. So, again, if you have a question or comment for Brother Thousand Diamonds or Brother Knowledge Born, you can definitely call us. The call number is 319-527-6058, 319-527-6058, and make sure that you press 1. Okay, I'm going to start with 857. 857. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Suzanne.
Hey, Suzanne, how are you?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, how you doing?
I've been waiting, holding my tongue for so long.
Well, thank you for your
I'm not
patience.
in the chat for some reason. I'm banned from that, and I know why. But we ain't going to that note. But to everybody that talked tonight, I wanted to say that, you know, I'm 55. I'm one of the elders in the group. And you know, I always chime in. And I always got something to say. And I've always been a civil rights leader. I mean, I came from that. You know, I might be biracial, but honey, I fought that fight. And the person, and I'm not going to mention her name, y'all know what it's about. But you know what? We have to come together as people. You know, I went to church today for the first time in a long, long time. I just said my birthday was yesterday. I went to church. Thank you. And I went to church, and I thought, oh, this weekend was a good weekend. But then I come across, like, you know, and I had a feeling, like, when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh my God, I thought about the Dylan Roof thing.
Dylan Roof.
You know, I was like, oh God, please don't let that happen when I go to church today. And it took the Lord to bring me to church, because I was like hesitant, and then to come and find out what happened to that. People got shot up in the church.
So let me ask you something. Could I ask you something? You said something about you being biracial, and I'm trying to figure out what was
my daddy white.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out why did you feel the need to say that? What was the point of that?
The point is because I'm 55. This point, wait a minute. Let me answer your question. My birthday was yesterday.
Okay.
I just talked to my dad for the first time today, and he's white.
Okay.
I never talked to him in my whole life. So and it wasn't just me, it was my daughter, you know, my sister. I don't know, other people can understand that goes through the same experience. I mean, I always lived the black life. You know
okay,
what
but
I'm saying?
we're trying to understand, though. No, but what we're trying to understand is that the dialogue that we're having tonight, you're chiming in on the dialogue that we're having, and you brought up that you were biracial. I don't remember any of us saying anything against biracial.
It was brought up. And it's always brought up in Cypher's conversations wherever he posts about biracial, and that's why I know that I'm black.
Well, we weren't discussing that tonight.
When you say when he posts, who are you talking about in particular? Say their name so we can have clarity. You know, because it might be somebody that we're all cool with.
I don't want to be animosity.
Oh no, it won't be any animosity. But this is what you have to understand, right? You didn't ask to be born, so you should. Nobody will penalize you, especially you're my elder, being 55. I'm nowhere near your age, and you're definitely old enough to be.
And how old are you? I'm 40. I told you. You're what?
I'm 40.
Okay.
So you're not, you're older than me.
You're not
so my thing is
younger. You're an elder also, and you have to leave out.
No, I do, and I'm an elder to
youthful people, but you're my elder, so I'm not gonna act like we're in the same peer group. So I'm gonna respect you a certain way.
I've been, and I'm sorry, I don't know your screen name.
No, I'm on the phone. I'm not in the My name is Doggy Diamonds, but
as far as the chat, what is your screen name?
I'm not in the chat. My name is Doggy Diamonds. I'm actually one of the guests on tonight's show. My name is Doggy Diamonds. But the point that I'm trying to get
I
to you.
don't see your screen name.
No, my screen name wouldn't be on there.
Chat room. Okay. I know I talk to one. I mean, I'm not trying to argue with you.
No. I just want you to understand. I want you to understand something. Because you brought up a point that you were defending, but I don't feel like you had to defend that. Not to us.
Well,
not
because
in this forum right
recently, I mean, it's always brought up about biracial children. I'm a biracial.
Okay.
And
now what I was saying to you was, listen to for 1 second. What I was saying to you was that you didn't ask to be biracial. That's not your fault. You understand what I'm saying?
I didn't know.
Okay, now listen to me for 1 second. That's not your fault, right? I'm not fault. I don't have any issue with you being biracial. Where you stand is where you stand. The problem that a lot of black people have trusting biracial children is this, and you're a biracial elder. The problem that a lot of black people have with trusting biracial children and biracial people is this: what side do you stand on when it comes to injustices happen to black people? Because here it is, you have your black side that it's happening to, and then you have your white side that's a part of doing it. So whose side are you on? So if your daddy is white,
I was raised as a black child.
Okay.
And the reason why I bring it up all the time within Cycles chat rooms is because there's one moderator will always say, if you're not of two black parents, then you're not black. Now I'm like, you can't tell me whether I recognize myself as black, because I do recognize myself as black.
Let me ask you another question.
But I take my black side first.
All right, let me ask you something, though, right? Now, if you didn't tell people that you were biracial, would they know?
Yeah. The minute because the minute I introduce I'm going to tell you, I go out in the community, and I'm not one of those shy people. I'm a people.
No. Listen. Answer this question I asked you was, if you didn't tell people that you were biracial, how would they know that you were biracial?
They could look at me.
No, you can look at me. I'm very light-skinned, but I'm not biracial. So there's no way you can look at somebody and define because we coming out of the shades as black. So what I'm saying to you, right?
And I have never. The only people that have ever told me that I didn't know you was black was one white woman in my lifetime. Said, I didn't know you was black until I saw your screensaver.
Now listen to me, right?
But it took my screensaver to tell you.
Listen, I want to say something to you. No, this is what I want to say to you, right? The fact that you keep saying that you are biracial, right? That is almost something that people can be offended by because you're using it as a badge of honor amongst oppressed people, right? Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen, you have to listen.
Putting that on me.
I'm not putting it on you. I'm telling no. Listen to me. What I'm saying to you is that I am telling you why people are offended by you because I'm offended by you saying it. So I'm telling you how people feel. So if you keep getting, listen to me. If you keep, I'm explaining to you. If you keep getting the same sentiment from various people, that is your doing. Because nowhere in this dialogue that we had tonight did we say anything about race of children biracial. So the fact that you got on the phone and said I'm biracial, that had nothing to do with anything that we were talking about, right? So the fact that you said you're biracial, you brought attention to something in yourself. No, listen to me. Listen, what I'm saying, listen. What you're saying, it's almost like us talking about poverty, right? And then I come on the phone and say, well, I'm a rich person, And it's like, well, what did that have to do with what we're talking about? So the fact that I'm bringing light to something about myself that has nothing to do with the dialogue, that's something that everybody's going to turn around and look at you and say, well, what does that have to do with anything? So it's almost like, even though you don't know it, listen, even though you don't know it, subconsciously, you are gloating about something that we don't even care about. We wouldn't know if you was white by listening to your voice.
Hold on, let me get some clarity. Hold on. Let me get some clarity. What's going on? Hold on really quick, please. Hold on real quick. Let me get some clarity.
What you don't understand is
are you saying no? Can you hold on?
they have taken over
Excuse me. Okay.
Hold on. Renee understands. She knows what
I asked you to pause. I asked you to hold on. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to give some clarity for some of the listeners. I want to definitely give clarity for Dr. Diamond, for knowledge of my guest tonight. You know, I believe this is a person, I don't know if you want me to say her screen name, but I'll say Susan. This is somebody, this is a sister who, she's, you know, a part of usually a lot of the live streams and things that Psycho has on his channel that we do together. Now, me and Psycho both come from a perspective of we don't consider biracial people, and when I say biracial, I mean of direct parentage, as being black people. I don't consider that. I don't. It doesn't matter what anybody tries to say, this, that, or the other. That's my personal belief. I believe that a black person is one who has two black parents. It has nothing to do with complexion or shade. We come in all different colors. Okay, I understand that. So it's not about complexion. People try to make it about that, and it's not. I say if you have two black
colorism.
Right. I'm not talking about
colorism.
whether your parents are a lighter shade or very darker shade.
Dark skin, light skin,
Right. So I'm not talking about that, but people will try to make it about that. But whatever the case. Now,
everybody got their own.
Suzanne, wait a minute, Suzanne.
I'm gonna shut up, honey.
She has put it out there on numerous occasions that she didn't care for.
I like to talk.
Okay, that she didn't care from my perspective on that. And, I mean, it just is what it is. I don't have any other problem with her at all. She said actually herself that, because I've asked, what is wrong with calling a biracial person biracial? Her own self, on the last show we did talking about it, she said, I agree. She said, a biracial person is biracial, and we should be called as such. So, I don't know why now we're not even talking about that. We're not discussing that. Y'all are my guests. We're talking about the Black Power Award. And so she calls in. So you kind of got in the middle of it unknowingly. You were kind of put in the middle of it, so to speak. I mean, you didn't really know. Because at first I'm like, okay, what? Like, I'm just clueless as to what this has to do with anything. So, I appreciate you calling up.
The reason why this is so important, Renee, why this is so important, even though it has nothing to do with our topic of tonight, but it's very important because I myself,
Wait, hold on. Let my guest finish. Let my guest finish, Suzanne, and then I'll let you say something before we move on. Okay?
I myself being light skinned, you know, and my parents are my parents. I know who my parents are. And I get people telling me all the time that I'm not black enough to speak on black topics when I'm not biracial. I'm not white in no way. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to get her to understand is that, you know, your fight is your fight, but you can't fight fights within fights. So if you sat there and you keep trying to reiterate that you're biracial, what I'm saying is, I don't care. That just does have that
And
has
we
that.
care that you care. We don't care that you care.
But
I mean, I don't care about
didn't have
Trump.
anything to do with
I
it.
don't
though.
care that you care.
No, you do care if I care. No, listen. This is why you care. If
I
I care.
really don't.
Let me tell you why you do care. Because the fact
Why
that
you
you
think
said
I
it.
care?
Because you said it that you were biracial three or four times on the phone, and I don't know you from anything. I don't even listen to me. Listen to me. I don't even.
Well, then,
I don't
just
even
hang
know
tight.
you.
Just let him finish, like I said, and I will let you say something before I move on.
I don't even know. I don't even know your screen name. I don't even know anything about you.
I don't know if you need that, but wherever it's just your dog.
Okay, but let me tell you something. Reason why you should have known who I was because I'm the guest on the show that you're calling into. So
good.
All right, now listen. Listen, Suzanne. This is another thing.
Okay.
Even also you being
Why you want my real name?
Okay, Suzanne, why
Well,
are
anyway,
you calling in?
I could say ma'am. Ma'am, the real thing is this, right? Even with you being an elder and you saying you fought for civil rights and all that, it's a certain way that you know that you have to conduct yourself when people are speaking. Just like when you spoke the whole time, I did not open my mouth.
Where did I go wrong?
Where you went wrong at, you called in, right? You was taken as a caller, and you were making a point that you never made. The only point that I got tonight from you is that you're biracial. And that has nothing to do with the topic.
No, every time.
But see, Suzanne,
Suzanne, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back, okay?
Suzanne,
every time I call in, I make.
Okay, I'm going to come back to her.
So I want to say one thing. I mean, we could go up that. The fact that she keeps saying that she's biracial, I don't know if she's proud of it or ashamed of it, right? But when you're doing the work in the community, whatever community that you're in, it won't matter if your work speak. You don't have to keep saying that you're biracial. Like I don't know. Now I don't know her from anywhere. Now that I know she's biracial, now I look at her as somebody that I don't know which side you stand on. See how people shoot themselves in the foot. You understand what I'm saying? So instead of her having allies, she's coming and saying that she's proud. It's almost like you in Straight Black Pride, which is an organization that I know very well, and you come and you're in Straight Black Pride, and you stand up in a room and say, you know, I used to be gay, and it's like, well, you can't. But if you had came in here, you understand what I'm saying? You announced something about yourself. Now you got everybody antennas up. You could have just came in the room, worked the room, and nobody would have ever known anything about you. But the fact that you're so boisterous and you are saying something that you kind of sounded like you proud of it a little bit, and she know your feelings on it. You've been, very, vocal about how you feel about it, and how you feel about it. I feel the same way. So we are on the same page, and many of my peers feel the same way. That's why I didn't really buy into the whole Colin Kaepernick thing and the Sean King thing. I don't really buy into some of these characters because I just don't trust it 100%. And at the same time, it is people within the community that might be biracial, and that's not their fault. But they identify with black people, and they work for black people so well, and they denounce some of the things that their white ancestry have done to their people. So the fact that you're saying certain things, it makes me look at you like, okay, you're sitting here, kind of bragging about this shit a little bit. Like, you need to chill, because that has nothing to do. And then you calling and saying, well, I don't even know who you are. So why are you calling in? You already know who you're here to talk about me. We got flyers. I'm pretty sure it's on the live stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's going on. And I'm not going to knock her. I'm not going to diss her. I just say to people sometimes, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You cannot do 10 minutes of talking and 5 minutes of listening. You know what I'm saying? Because I sat here and when she spoke, I did not interrupt her at all. But I had to interrupt to cut through some of the it was just getting too thick. And I heard biracial one too many times. And then maybe she should listen back to the playback. You know what I'm saying? And then when she asked me where did she go wrong, I'm able to articulate where you went wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? And this may be why you keep getting the same flack. And if you keep getting the same results, then you can change. You know what I'm saying? Not change who you are, but change your approach. They say doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, is called what? Insanity. So we can move on. If you got another call.
Let me say that real quick. Can I just say something real quick? Yeah, Juicy, if you're listening, I didn't know you was banned. You're unbanned now, so you can go back in the chat. But be nice, though, please. All right. That's it.
Yes, and I didn't ban you or anything like that. I ain't even been really around. So don't think that I banned you. I'm pretty sure whoever did, y'all had some issue, or they'll tell you whoever it is. Let me say this again. I don't have any issues with you. I've told you that before. You sound like there's some other things going on, okay? I don't know what that is. I'm not going to speculate, but I'm going to move on to the next caller. And if you sit on the line...
I'm a little inebriated tonight, if you ask me. Like, you had a little taste tonight, if you ask me. Yeah, we ain't got no time for none of that.
Okay, that
was on your time.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you want to be a decent person, but if you turn up, what is my choice? I don't have any other choice, but at some point to go ahead and move on. So if you sit on the line,
that white people that want to argue with us too.
Right. I might come back around. But let me get 314, and then I'm going to go to Brother E. Again, family, you have about 6 minutes to call in on the line if you have a question or comment for Brother Doggy Diamonds or Brother Knowledge Born Out Loud, or you have something you want to contribute to the conversation about what we're talking about tonight. The call-in number is 319-527-6058. Excuse me, 319-527-6058 and press 1. Okay, 314. Peace. What's your name and where?
Hello, Renee. How you doing?
Hey, I thought that was you, Uncle Bianchi. What's up?
You know, I was going to tell the gentleman, if he was in West Africa and you just made mention of your complexion, you would be called an Oyago. In Nigeria, it means a white man.
Okay.
That's what they would call you. And I understand what the lady was making mention of, because we have, several years ago we were in high school. I'm just going to say this real fast. It's not really what I was going to ask you about, Renee. But they was discussing about putting some African-centered studies in the high school. And in the auditorium, as it was being discussed, we had some students who were biracial or mulatto, however you want to call it. They said they want to know about both sides of their ancestry tree. And that they are offended that they are being called black, and nothing is never talked about their heroes and sheroes on their European quote-unquote roots. And that's true.
I doubt that.
And, we talk about Africa. No, it is true. I don't have no reason to lie. It was a
No, I'm saying that they didn't hear positive things about white people.
Oh, no, not in that school. That school is, heavily predominantly what we call black anyway, but, black folks like to call everything that's not quote-unquote lily white black anyway, and some people are offended. I was at a DIOP conference in Philadelphia one year, and someone called Africans that was in attendance black, and they really got all bent out of shape over there. But anyway, what I was going to talk to you about, Ray, I didn't see you at the NSBE conference that was held at Kansas City Convention in late March going into April 1st and 2nd. And this guy being a rapper, you had about 20,000 young black youth that was there, high school and college students. That's a member of the National Society of Black Engineers. And I would like to see some music lyrics more inspiring young people, young blacks, quote unquote, to get involved in studies and education that would land them into a position to become a member of NSBE and fall into that category where they're trying to graduate at least 10,000 young people in the STEM field a year. It was at 25,000, but they lowered it. So,
well, it has to
positive
be.
to see that many.
It is, and let me say this: Doggy Diamonds, that's what his thing here. I mean, his area of expertise. One of the main ones is hip hop. So let me throw that question to you, Doggy Diamonds, because I would just say to you, Uncle Pianki, that it can't be lame. Because, see, when the young black kids, like, as far as, like, the positive lyrics, like, they want to hear something that they would consider is really hitting on the style of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to hear something that's lame and they're going to just flock to it because it has positive lyrics in it. But, Doggy Diamond, what do you think about that? Like, is it a way to get, like, to use positive lyrics to reach young people, or do you think that's going to always be kind of seen as lame? Or
No. Well, there's two things I want to address. I want to address, the comment about West Africa. The deal is, I've never been to West Africa, and they could call me white all they want. You know, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's the colorism that I deal with, but I'm not white. I just happen to be light skinned, and I think that's, calling me white is disrespectful to, people like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, to Dr. Claude Anderson, to so many people that are lighter that did so much for black people in America, and even black people
90
because there's really no such thing as an African, if that makes any sense, because Africa is countries, and they don't call themselves Africans, they call themselves their tribe and their country. So that's another thing. But and I just think that that's not fair, because I'm not mulatto, I'm not white.
Right.
So I didn't really get what she was saying. I don't get what she's saying because I can't relate with white people wanting to know about white people. I don't relate to that. All we're taught is about white people. If anything, we're not taught, our ancestry. We have so many different ancestries, and our ancestry has been so mixed that we don't even know where we're from. We have people who just believe that we're all from Kemet now because that's the popular thing. So they got unks and they got the eyes. They got, so many things dealing with that. And we're just people who are just looking to be a part. Now they're making up, well, we're not from Africa at all. We were already here. We're indigenous to Americas. We never came, that slavery never happened. So it's different things by a bunch of people who are oppressed, who are just looking to bicker with one another, while this other group of people are the ones that are pushing certain things on us, and it's causing problems within us. So I've never been to West Africa, and they could call me whatever they want to, but I know what I'm fighting for with my people in America, which is always going to go back to them. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to go back to them. So it's the world abroad. Now, but what I wanted to say about hip-hop, see, the thing with hip-hop is more than lyrics. Lyrics, in this days and time, they show that lyrics are not as potent and is not as hitting as they used to be, without all the other flash and the substance that come with it. So in the 90s and the 80s, when hip-hop was so strong, it's because of the style. You had Rakim, he had on the chain, he had on the jewelry, he had the cars, he had nice clothes. So he looked like the drug dealer that everybody emulated, but when he opened his mouth, you didn't get the drug dealer lyrics. So when you look at blaxploitation, and you look at, like, in the 60s, you had the brothers, you had the Panthers, and you might have had the Nation of Islam, but then you had pimps and drug dealers. Well, of course, the pimps and drug dealers had all the shiny cars, all the women, all the money, and all the jewelry. So that's what everybody gonna want to emulate, because that automatically simulates success in some people's minds. They're not gonna want to be like the guy on the corner selling papers for money and bean pods and nothing like that. There is no money. Where's the girls? Where's the jewelry? So what Rakim and Big Daddy Kane and others did was they had the look of the shine that you want, but what came out of their mouth was that of the Panthers and the Nation of Islam and some of the freedom fighters. So that has to be done in 2017. It has to be dressed up nice so the children could look, because you eat with your eyes. You're attracted to people through your vision. Everything comes from what you see. And then what you see once you're attracted to it, what comes out after that is what keeps you. So it's almost like seeing a beautiful woman that's beautiful, and then she opens her mouth and she's just as smart as she is beautiful. But if she opens her mouth and she's a buffoon, you're like, she's a pretty idiot, and I'm not going to deal with her. Or the same thing for some women and men, you know. So what they need to do in 2017 is not saying have the jury, but be up to par. You can't, you know, the children don't identify with certain styles of dress. Not saying have on skinny jeans or anything like that, but just something that the youth can identify with that's youthful, but then have a message that's going to keep them. And that's where the lines, they don't know how to cross those lines and into marriage, the consciousness with being fly. So when a dude might be conscious and he has on a kente cloth or a dashiki, if it's not trendy and fashion, if white people didn't say that's fashionable, they're not going to wear that. They're not going to identify with that, because we got to understand the youth is being programmed by the system of white supremacy. And as much as we try to take them back, white supremacists pump billions of dollars into imagery. Imagery every day is imagery, and we can't compete with that imagery. So again, if when consciousness was on the rise in the 80s and late 90s, is because the artists were fly. And he had that girl, he had that chain, and he might have been like Sister. He wasn't like B or Ho or nothing. He was like, you know, black women, black coffee, no sugar, no cream. He was able to say that. He didn't like white women because he was fly. And you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing right now. So sometimes we just got to find a way through imagery, you know, because everything is controlled by images. Unfortunately, we know better because we of a certain age, but when you're dealing with the youth, they got a lot to learn. So, you know, we got to be able to compete with the imagery, and that's the way to relate to them. Like for example, before I close, Jay Electronica was able to capture certain people because he had gold teeth in his mouth. He had a big chain on. It just so happened the chain he had was a universal flag chain. You know what I'm saying? But it was still iced out. So when you look at the chain and then Jay-Z has on a universal flag, it makes you say, "What's that?" You know, so he was able to enlighten you via his lyrics, but he still looked fly though. Now, if he came to you, you know, looking like a bum and looking like, yeah, I don't wear this and I don't wear that, you know, black African power and all that, that scares people who don't know anything like that. And we got to realize that when you're dealing with youth, they haven't been exposed to many things that we've been exposed to. So you have to find a way to give the babies baby food before you just try to give them a piece of steak. You know, so that's how I think that you can merge those two.
Agreed. Knowledge, did you want to say anything on that?
Well, you never said it all.
All right. Well, thank you, Uncle Bianchi. Much appreciated. Okay.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later. Okay, let me go to Brother E. He's been waiting patiently as well. I see that Miss Suzanne, she's still on the line. All right. Peace, Brother E. How you doing?
Yes. Hey, it's been a long time since I heard your show.
Yes, I know. It's been a real long time.
I don't know what to say, Renee. I mean, we haven't talked really in a while. And you know, now since I hear you on that you enjoy these conversations, you know, brother. If you talk one time on the phone, I think the competition would be very interesting. You know, I like to have those same conversations as well. I find sometimes I might talk too much, but you know, that's where on the phone. Renee would know. What am I saying? You know, there's a lot of things happened this week, man. It's interesting that you brought the EMT thing. I just now discovered that. Yesterday? Today's the 5th? Yeah. Yeah, this afternoon of yesterday. And I just looked at it to see what's this people are talking about. And when I watched the video and find out that these women talking about saying you're going to die in 3 days, I made things say, hold on. That makes no sense. And let's say power was really going to go out. People going to die in 3 days? So I look at it as some nonsense. I think these two women, or the woman that was doing it, they're being paid by corporations just to fill up the stores. If anybody believe that bullshit. mean stop broadcasting the next charity? That's what get in mind. Prepare now. Don't wait for no rumor or some bullshit. Because now it makes them look stupid. Did you know that chick, when they after they're trying to find this chick and the chick gets deactivated her page?
Deactivated her page, yep.
Wow, really? I can believe it. That was a setup. Yeah.
See, it was more than setup. It was all propaganda to make you spend fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
Come here, we're approaching the holidays now. So what's the best way to cause hysteria? Oh, there's going to be a drill. You go to town for like 2 days, and there's going to be no one in November 15th. First of all, you already bullshit on this one. So no one's not going to listen to no fucking November 15th going out for 15 days. So I don't want nobody from here on to post nothing about some stupid drills. I'm going to tell them straight up that you're a fool, and you don't get yourself correct, I will deactivate your ass. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not afraid.
Because only a fool will fall for anything. Just like you said, Dr. Diamond, and you don't want to be the next fool when people promote fuckery and foolishness. You know what I'm saying? And some people like
because we partaking in our own demise. We are spreading the propaganda, and I keep, and like me being a website owner, and even for yourself, for whoever's a website owner or you have a blog talk, you have to look at your analytics of where your audience is coming from, what people are, what engage them. And I know they like, damn, we got 4 million fools to look at this, but then they start looking. Well, look, Home Depot, all the flashlights got bought up. The candles went up. This is the same thing the way they do it with the storms. They have this big blizzard coming and all of that, and they have people running out, and it's all a part of, it's called like the King Alfred's plan. Look that up, the King Alfred's plan. It's public record. Look that up, the King Alfred's plan. It's cause mass hysteria. It's in the book Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. It's to cause conflicts and cause mass hysteria, and that's a part of, like the bro was saying, propaganda and control. You have to take back your power. Take back, your mind is already being controlled. Now they're controlling your body via your mind. They're making you think something, and you're acting on based off what you think and not what you know. So if you know, like I said, that we're in the information age where everybody knows everything. If I put right now that I just had some Carvel ice cream, which I did today, it's going to be somebody under my post saying, stop eating that Carvel. It's no good for you. You understand what I'm saying? But this person might be 420 pounds telling me what I need to eat. Or somebody that might be 125 pounds, or somebody who's 150 pounds, but you're malnourished and might be deficient in certain things. So we're just in a day and time where everybody is argumentative and everybody's so smart that they're stupid. And like I said, with me, I only speak sometimes when I'm on these forums and I'm asked. Other than that, I don't chime in and give my opinion on a lot of shit. This is the place for us to give our opinions. But when it comes to the Facebook and all these social things, I'm so busy trying to retain information and obtain information, I don't have time to be talking because I'm so busy listening. Every night, and I want to say this to people, every night when I go to sleep, I listen to a lecture. Every night I listen to a lecture, or I watch some type of documentary, because in my subconscious, in my sleep, I want to be learning in my sleep. I want to be learning in my sleep. I want to wake up and in my dreams, in that subconscious state, I want information to be going. I'm not going to go to sleep to no action movie with killing, because I'm going to be killing people in my dreams. I'm not going to go to sleep to no horror movie. I'm not going to go to sleep. You could ask, I used to go to sleep to Dick Gregory lectures every night. This is a fact. Every night I would go to sleep. And I study different people not only for their information, but I study speech patterns. If we're going to be in situations where we're public speakers or we're speaking in certain forums, we have to learn how to articulate. We need to enhance our vocabulary. We need to learn certain things. So this is how we learn those things. And you don't get that by talking. Only time you get that is when you ask questions. But nowadays, nobody asks you any questions. They're so busy making damn statements on what they already know. You know what I'm saying? So if you're bringing Suzanne back on, I'm out of this one, because I ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's not. No, I'm not. That's not for this tonight. That's one fight that I don't want to. And I wish
listen, and Suzanne is an elder. I have, respect her as my elder, and I wish her the best. And I know at the same time, and I'm not being an idiot about this. I know the fight that she probably has, and it's something that bothers her because, of her being biracial. And I could understand how she could be being ridiculed or just feel bad about it because she might mean well, right? But she's not accepted in social's settings because she's biracial. But again, you don't walk in the room and say, hey, everybody, I'm about to kill all y'all in this room. You walk in the room and you move stealth. And then you move and then you make us say, then after you did all this great work, and you can say one day, by the way, I'm biracial, and we say, you know what? You're the first biracial person that I really love because you're really for your people. But walk in the room and make people that are apprehensive of certain people. You don't walk in the room and say, hey, don't trust me because I know you're apprehensive about this. Or trust me because I'm not like that. Because I'm not going to give you a chance to prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get a chance to prove me wrong. So, Renee, I thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
I didn't know
tell the family where they can.
But I hope whatever.
I was just going to say, tell the family where they can find you and where they can find your merch as well.
Yeah, if you don't know who I am, if you just heard me for the first time tonight, I do a lot of interviews. I'm not really a big talker. Sometimes people ask me to do more live videos and more talk. Like I said, I'm really, really a study. I might do a show live tonight, but I got to call my cousin Tad and ask him about some stuff. But you can find me, Doggy Diamonds, DOGGIEDIAMONDS. That's on every social media, Diamonds with the S. That's on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. You can find me on all those things and Facebook. On Facebook, I'm also under my real name, Gregory Lewis. Right now, if you go in there and you try to send me a friend request right now, I have a picture of myself when I was 4 years old, when I had red curly hair. I have that picture. And I also do a podcast where I do more of my talking in many of my interviews called Doggy Diamonds No Filter. You can listen to that on iTunes, Google Play, and SoundCloud. Doggy Diamonds No Filter. It's all, if you have iTunes, that's cool for your iPhone. If you have an Android, you can listen right on Google Play or SoundCloud or whatever your preference is. But I'm everywhere. It's called Doggy Diamonds No Filter. Also, I have a YouTube page. I'm close to 100,000 subscribers. I'm very happy for that. So thank you to everybody who subscribed. And if you want to subscribe, it's called Doggy Diamonds TV. I have a lot of content about to go out there. I have maybe like 30, 40 interviews that I didn't get a chance to edit yet that I'm going to put out very, very soon with people that you want to hear from. I have one with Lord Jamal that I put out, Talib Kweli, Tahir RBG, Keith Shockley. I could keep going on and on. Y'all know how, for those who know me, know how I do, but I'm going to put these interviews out. And if you do subscribe, make sure you click the bell to get the notification so every time I upload a new video, you will be notified straight to your phone or your device that, hey, a new video went out because you don't want to miss this content I'm about to put out. So shout out to Renee. If you want to buy my clothing called Discipline, you can go to shop.doggydiamondstv.com. It's called Discipline. I don't know if a lot of people know. I used to be about 300 pounds. I went on a journey, a lifestyle change, and I lost 117 pounds, and I only did it through great willpower and discipline. So I came up with something to keep me disciplined and also inspire others to find their discipline and stay on their track. So we came up with a nice logo and that Renee and myself created. And you can find that on shop.doggydiamondstv.com. So get your snapback and your T-shirt. I'm going to make hoodies available within the next couple of days. And for everybody who's been supporting me, I thank you very, very much. I appreciate you. And to anybody who's going to be in Atlanta, I see you November 18th. I'm definitely going to be at the Black Power Awards. And also, if you can't make it to Atlanta, hit me up, and I'll give you a link to the live stream so you can see it from the confines of your own home. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. You know you're welcome anytime. I will be in touch, and I appreciate you coming. Huh?
Yeah, we gotta talk some shit one day. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
want to talk about some relationship stuff. I be liking the relationships talk. You gonna make me
Okay.
want to show about relationships.
Okay, we gonna get
Oh no, not that doggy.
And also, let me tell you.
He said, "Don't do
Of
it."
course, good luck on everything. You know, I know you're gonna bring it home. I already know. But yeah, family. So Doggy Diamonds gave you all his information. You didn't get it all. You know, just rewind it back. Also, look in my archives because I think we have 2 or maybe 3 other shows
Yeah,
that
we had
we've
some
done.
shows.
Yeah, and they're on point, and of course he gets more in depth about, you know, his whole journey and a lot of other elements about his platform, etc. So check that out. But I thank you, Doggy, and you know if you want to.
Yeah, and I want to before we go, I just want to say one thing to people. Like, yo, I'm just like y'all. Honestly, I'm just like there is no difference between me and you. What I do and what I've done, if you put your mind to it, you can do it too. You know, and I really want to give more people hope, you know, and let them know you can do it and you will do it and you have no choice or you're gonna die. So just do it. You know, if you feel like you're having issues with your weight or you're having issues with just your mind frame, you know, within the black community, we don't deal with mental illness well. Many of us are suffering from PTSD. That's, you know, and we have, you know, I think we spoke about this before. Many of us have issues that are really, really suppressed that we didn't deal with. Get help. There's help out there for you. And that don't mean you have to take a whole bunch of pills, but sometimes you have to speak to people who's not going to judge you or put your business in the street. And it's okay. I went and got therapy myself, and I need more therapy, you know, because this life thing that we deal with can be very, very tough, and we just need sometimes to cope. And I don't drink or smoke. You know, I don't drink or smoke, so I can't drink away the pain, and I'm not promiscuous, so I can't sex away the pain. You know, so I need other coping mechanisms. I just so happen to cope with my things through creativity. So, you know, y'all got to do what y'all got to do, and I wish everybody the best, you know.
All right. Well, I thank you.
Doggy, and I add you.
Mm-hmm.
And let me
said you what?
No, thank you, Doggy, for your time. I just found you now. Add you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Once again, family, that was Brother Doggy Diamond. Now let's go to Brother Knowledge. Brother Knowledge, what you got for us? Anything you want to say on, you know, the shenanigans that happened tonight, and anything you want to say about, you know, the Black Power Award, you know, any number of things that were brought up. You have the floor. I'm happy. And also give them your contact information where they can find you, find your show. And yeah.
Right? I can see Brother E in the building. Salute to Brother E. You know what I'm saying? This is my second home. Y'all can catch Renee and I tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is it 9 p.m.? I think it's 9. Yeah, 9 p.m. And we're gonna talk about colorism and all the like. So if the elder wanted to come over there and tell us, you know, how biracial she is and what the significance is and all that, you can come on over there and we can discuss it. Just know that I don't. Enemies to African people are my only enemies. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, in a manner of respect, we can find a way to work through that. But it also goes to this identity crisis that we face. So it's indiscriminate to age. It's indiscriminate to age. This is what, for the people that's listening, that you know, they outside of their race and have babies outside of their race, this is what you subject your children to. Just think about this. Just think about it. This is what you subject your people to. This is the type of scrutiny when you say, yeah, love is blind and you can love whoever you want. This is what comes out of that. It's chaos. It's confusion. It's resentment. It's pain. And it's trauma. And we got enough damn pain and trauma just existing, our existence. We don't need to add to it. You see what I'm saying? Because we think we want to do something new, which is really something old and really something disgraceful and something disrespectful. It's death. to your lineage. It's death to everything that your ancestors built and left you as inheritance. It is death. It's not life. You understand? So that's what I had to say on that right there. And myself and Doggy Diamonds have been on this propaganda tour in regards to the Black Power Awards. We done did like 15 or 16 interviews, and we still got like 7 or 8 more before, we get to Atlanta. So y'all can check a lot of them archives. We done been everywhere, you know what I mean? Renee's finger's been busy, making up flyers and stuff for all these different excursions we've been on. So, add that to that 650 flyers I'm talking about just for my show. You add these other ones, you can forget about it. You see what I'm saying? So it's constant work, you know what I mean? And I'm glad that you were recovering nicely, you know what I'm saying? The world was silent for a couple of days. The world
What was on our end?
And people going through some things. You understand what I'm saying? Back on my brother, he was going through some things. Like, yo, man.
Oh, no.
We lost him?
Knowledge dropped out. He'll probably call me here in a second, and I'll come back in.
Yeah. Yeah, our world was silent. I was saying the world wasn't silent, but our world was silent.
Aww.
So, yeah.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, it was a crazy situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crazy. Okay, that's him now. I'm going to bring him in.
Okay.
It's funny, right?
All right, you all know it.
Life.
Yeah, my bad. I got cut. Y'all can catch me at blogtalkradio.com/DugaNowsRadio. That's DOTHAKNOWLEBGERADIO. Check us out at our e-commerce site, DugaNowsUniversity.com. You can subscribe to our show on YouTube at Dugan Knowledge Radio on YouTube, and also y'all can follow the show on Twitter at KnowledgeBorn15.
Yes. Well, y'all, I guess we're going to get ready to get up out of here. I did want to say that, me and Knowledge will be on tomorrow night on his platform, Dugan Knowledge Radio. I'll be having a flyer up on my Facebook. He'll be putting one up as well. So family, come through. But I did want to say, almost there. Psycho already know he's welcome, but Psycho, come through.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know what? I wanted to say about the whole little situation or what have you. Because I see Sister Juicy's still on the line.
She's still on the line?
It's interesting.
Plug in. She's still on the line. Doggy's gone, and we talking about this. We might as well finish out the last one. We got a half hour left.
I'm still here, but I'm not chiming in. Matter of fact, I do gotta go.
Oh, Doggy's still there? Oh, okay. My bad.
I got some phone calls today.
Oh my God!
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Doc. I can't laugh this hard. Thank you. Yeah, I'm here.
One last thing before you sign up for next night. There was an incident that happened here in Connecticut. And some white poison. But we'll talk about this on the next show. Because I find it very interesting of stories that, a lot of people don't understand about most of our people that go to these universities that's white dominant. These are not just new scenarios. These are existing scenarios.
We can.
People that told me about their experience.
But man, call in tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying? Bring that over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What time is the show tomorrow?
9 p.m. Eastern. I'll send you the flyer once I'm done with it. I'll send it to your inbox.
All right. Just give me a reminder. Just so I know. All right, Renee.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. Okay, and I'll be posting it up as well. But yeah, I mean, I didn't. It's kind of like I feel a type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm kind of like, if I'm, and I don't, okay, I want to say this in a way, but I don't want it to come off in a negative way. But it's almost like, okay, I'm not trying to use this word but for lack of a better word, it's almost like a tantrum. Okay? Because it's almost like the idea that some people can't get over that a person, or there's black people who have definitions of blackness, if that makes sense, if y'all understand what I'm saying. And it's almost like, who are you to say a mixed person isn't black? And that sometimes people, they can't handle that, or they can't really deal with that, because for the most part, you've always heard of black people trying to encompass racial people and trying to make as many people black as they can, versus people who maybe feel like me and Psycho, where it's like, okay, you know, if you have a direct parent who's not black, and not consider you black. And knowledge, oh man, what? Me and knowledge go back on this topic, so. But yeah, you know, and so it's all, I don't want to say tantrum, because I'm not trying to say it like that, but it's almost just like a, what? You know, a disbelief, you know what I mean? And then it's almost like a frustration, like, what? How can you feel like that? You know what I mean? So I feel like with her calling up and bringing that to attention tonight, I felt like that's kind of what that was. You know, clearly I have on two guests. Clearly the topic, is the Black Power Awards, Black Power in full effect. But I was pretty clear on what the topic was, like the parameters of the conversation. I put them on the flyer. I discussed them earlier. So for that to be brought into the mix, I felt like it was one of those type of things, like a tantrum of sorts. Like I said, that's not the word I really want to use, but I'm like, what? And I'm gonna say something about it. And then again, I will try to talk to the sister privately, maybe. I don't really have her number. I mean, maybe not like that, but maybe another time. Just to understand, because I know she brought up her situation, so maybe she's frustrated tonight because of something she went through with that, I guess, you know, with her father or whatever that she brought forward. So I'm going to understand that, you know what I'm saying? She feel like she sounded like she was a little, you know, sipping or what have you. So I'm going to let that be where that's at. But, yeah, even though that was way out of left field for a topic tonight, I still think it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was still cool to the conversation in general. Like I said, Doggy didn't really know the whole, he didn't know the whole backstory there. So, you know, he was just speaking from his perspective. But, Psycho, you want to say anything before we, you know, get on up out of here?
No, just, you know, you know, you gotta understand, you know, Juicy grew up, you know, identifying as black. She said her mother was black, and you know, most of the time with biracials, you know, whatever color the mother is, most of the time that's usually who they identify as. Well, most of the time, you know, like people that have white mothers tend to sympathize more with at least sympathize, like they're the ones who will be like, you know, like all white people aren't bad and everything else, you know, just sympathize with the white side. And you know, people that have black mothers, they tend to be straight, you know, black, and that's just what it is. You also had the situation where the white mother is living in the hood, because you know that's where, you know, the black father has her or whatever, you know, and in those situations, you know, the kid can pick up the same, as far as, like, you know, it depends on where the kid's raised at. You know, most of the time the kid's raised where the mother is excuse me, where the mother mainly identifies with. It's hard to explain. See, I'm getting confused. I'm getting my words all mixed up. This whole thing's confusing. But I know she definitely grew up with the one drop rule, and she believes that, you know, one parent is enough to identify as black. We don't subscribe to that, but, you know, our line of thinking isn't the norm in our community. Most people in our community will identify her as being black. That's kind of just what it is. Again, I don't subscribe to Jim Crow. As I understand where that's coming from. I respect the fact that she identifies with the black side of her family. I do. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's a weird situation. I don't blame her for being biracial. Like Doggy was saying, it's not her fault how she was born or whatever. Like that's not. It's nobody's fault how they born. I mean, you just born, you know what you are. It's really nothing you can do with it. You know, like that. These are the cards that are dealt to you. You know, and you just got to kind of deal with it. You know, I don't really talk down about biracials too much, other than the ones that show out. Those are the ones I really come after. I just say that I just call biracials and are mixed, and you know that. But that insults certain people. You know, some people get insulted by that. They don't want to be
identified. Why is that an insult? Is the question I want to ask these people who feel like that. Why is that an insult?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I guess because they feel passionate about them feeling like they're black. Maybe they want to identify. I mean, they want to identify as black, and you're telling them that they're not, and it's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe they feel like it's a slap in the face. Maybe they feel like I don't know. I don't know. I can. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you know, I'm not asking you to answer that. Of course, you can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, a lot of the people who have pushback against a lot of what we say, like, I want to ask them, and I'm going to pass the number on, the information on, if she wants to call up tomorrow night during me and Knowledge's show. I'll give you the calling number if anybody wants to just jot it down. But the calling number is 515 605 9360. 515 605 9360. And that'll be tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can press 1. Yeah, because that's the question I would have. That's one thing I've never been able to understand. Why is that a slap in the face? Why is that disrespectful to say a biracial person is biracial? I can't get that. I feel like what that really means is like I said, it goes back to who are you? Who are you as a black person? Imagine that, a black person being able to have parameters for blackness. That's how I feel like it is. Not in every case, but in a lot of cases. And I feel like that's because people feel like they should have the right to be black if they choose to. They should have the right to be black if they want to be. And I think that's not what race is, though. A lot
that's not what race. That's not what race is, though. Race isn't what you choose to be. You know, because again, I just got finished explaining. Like we don't choose what race we was. Nobody, you know, nobody got served a survey before we was born to find out what race we prefer before we come out of our mother's pussy. It don't work like that. You know, so it's like it's not a choice. You know, this isn't like the gay lifestyle where you got a choice to be straight or a choice to be gay or whatever the case may be. It's not like that. You know, it's something completely different. That's not what race is. Like that's the same as accepting that transracial term. Like you could be transracial if you want. Like no, you can't be transracial. You are what you are. You are what you was born as. Like that's just what you are. Like a dog can't get up here and say I identify as a cat. I can teach myself how to meow and all of a sudden I'm a cat. No, you're still a dog. Like it don't matter what you identify as. So yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that makes it even more crazy that that's offensive. You know what I'm saying? But it's because everybody feel like black is the bottom of the barrel, and they feel like black is something that is basically can be determined by anybody but black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people can determine blackness, like whomever else can, but we can't. So therefore, if white people, you see this all the time, where a white person who's supposed to be poor or from the hood, and all this kind of stuff, people will call them black or say, oh, man, they like a black person. You know what I'm saying? They will say things like that, and the white person will say, I'm cool with white people. You know, black people, I'm down and all this kind of stuff. And so because of that, that means that we should accept this person and we should be willing to see them as however they want us to see them as relates to blackness. And so whenever they're ready to not be that, then we have to see them as not being that. Because that's something I've heard a lot is that, well, basically if the mixed person wants to be considered black, then we should consider them black. And if the mixed person wants to be considered as mixed, then we should consider them mixed. That is such a, like, that's a slap in the face to black people. And that really shows us what low self-esteem we have. That you mean to tell me you can pick and choose whatever you want to do and be as relates to black people, and all we can do is shake our head and say, okay, oh, you biracial? Okay, you biracial. Oh, you black? Oh, okay, you're black. How dare you have a definition as a person with a black mama and daddy? How dare you have a definition? How dare you come up with a way to say, hey, this is what's black, this is what's not. And it's not about no damn complexion. Because that's the next thing that people go to, because they want to try to minimize the conversation. They want to deflect. They want to distract, do whatever they can to not actually address the topic, which is being biracial, of direct parentage. That's why people come with the arguments about we all mixed. That's why people come with the arguments of, oh, y'all hate light-skinned people. Stuff that's, first of all, a damn lie, and stuff that don't have nothing to do with anything. They do that because they want to deflect from the real conversation. And just like Doggy Diamonds was talking, Doggy Diamonds, of course, those of y'all who are familiar with him, he is a lighter complexion black man, but he's black. It has nothing to do with complexion. He doesn't have a white mother or father. And so what a lot of mixed people do, and what, you know, this person has done before, and other people, is say, y'all hate light-skinned people. Me and Psycho just did a show talking about that the other week. For Halloween.
Yep.
We was talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Because of this. Because of people using that rhetoric.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it just gets tired and frustrating because I feel like it doesn't really have to be complicated. You feel me? I feel like people make it complicated because they don't want to just call a spade a spade. Me calling somebody who has a direct non-black parent, again, I'm talking about people who have a non-black mother or father. I'm not talking about in 1807. I'm not talking about your great-grandmother. I'm talking about your mama, your daddy. You know, the people who came together to make you, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You see, whenever you give people those parameters, they can't get out of that. They can't wiggle out of that. Because they be like, dang, they be trying to look for any other way to discount what I'm saying. But when I say your mama and daddy, how can you get around that? You can't. Because I don't give a damn what this homosexual and all this stuff. Everybody still came from a mother and father. You still came from a woman and a man. Right. So those people who you got 23 chromosomes from each parent, those people determine to me whether you're black or not. And if you have a black mama and daddy, you're black. The next thing people go to, they think, oh, I guess Malcolm X ain't black, and
Yeah.
whoever else. You know, they throw that in there as if it's going to somehow change me. First of all, Malcolm X didn't come from a white parent. His mother was mulatto, but she wasn't a white woman. So therefore, I would consider him as being more black than he is white. Okay? Now, if Malcolm X's mother was an actual white woman, I have no problem with saying he's biracial.
Right.
And he's biracial doesn't change. Like, what is that supposed to change? That doesn't mean he couldn't work on behalf of blackness or he couldn't do things productive. It doesn't change that. But I'm not going to say that he's black just because it makes other people feel comfortable. If that's not what I consider my definition, I'm not going to say it. I don't care what his name is. I don't care what whoever's name is. People say the same thing to me about Bob Marley. So you saying Bob Marley ain't black? Yes, I'm saying Bob Marley isn't black. He had a direct white parent. He had a white father. No, he's not black. He's biracial. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the name dropping thing is always the name dropping thing is always funny because you know they start name dropping people like that's going to change your opinion about something.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't care. You know what I'm saying? They be saying that like I'm going to say, oh, well, let me rethink my whole... No. No. Because what I'm saying is not anything frivolous. It's not based upon celebrity.
right.
It ain't based upon if somebody's a damn celebrity or a notable person in history. That don't change none of that.
Right.
And then if people really want to get deep into it, which I'm not for real, but people want to get deep into it, like when Irritated Jenny was here and we broke it down, which he broke something down I thought was awesome in terms of talking about how, you know, with our ancestry that the white or what have you or European genetics in a lot of us, you know, historically come from race and things of that nature, and that often in those cases, you know, there was no choice involved in the matter. So if you want to look at what happened with Malcolm X, not to say that makes the person black, but it's just something that's noted. You know what I'm saying? That this was not a choice on behalf of our black ancestors to do these things. These things were inflicted upon them. In today's time, it is a choice. People are willfully choosing to involve in interracial relationships, willfully choosing to produce biracial children. They know full well of this, and this is something that they pursue in most cases. Mm-hmm. So that also is a something that needs to be noted. Malcolm X's mother was the actual product of a rape. She was a product of a rape of her mother, who was a black woman by a white man. Now, I'm not saying, again, that makes her black. She wasn't black. She was biracial. However, like I said, historically, we still have to take some things of that just into note, especially when we compare to today's time. As far as Bob Marley, as far as I know, and I watched his documentary on his life and some of the research I did, his father was a British soldier or whatever that was in Jamaica, and as far as all that I came across, it was a consensual situation, although we know, you know, it's still not necessarily that. Of course, especially in that time, white men could still have who they wanted to have. But at the end of the day, he still has a white father. I'm not going to say he's black because that makes other people feel more comfortable. So, yeah, that just is what it is. But, yeah, then I feel like people be like, oh, you're so mean. How am I mean? Like, how? What?
Yeah, I don't get it
You only
either.
mean when you ain't including white folks. That's what you only mean. Yeah, so when you ain't including white folks in the conversation or anybody else who chooses to be an enemy of black people, then you, you know, but But for black people, nah, ain't none of that for no black people. You see what I'm saying? It's like people be defending white people, and they ain't speaking to their cousins, they ain't speaking to their sisters, they ain't speaking to their own mama, but they out here defending these white bastards out here. You see what I'm saying? Like you want to tell me about these good white people, but you ain't telling me about no good black people. You see what I'm saying? You want to tell me about that one white lady that held the door for you when you were 6 years old, and no black person you ever met in your life after that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear that foolishness. You see what I'm saying? The evidence is what the evidence is. You see, when they be saying like, hey, we got to wait for all of the facts or whatever, you see what I'm saying? You get all of the facts when it comes to somebody other than yourself. You see, we automatically done it. We automatically criminal. You see what I'm saying? We automatically had to have some ulterior motive. And we talking about the most criminal people on the planet. You see what I'm saying? To date. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's funny how we go that route. You know, it's real funny how we go that route. You know, real quick, like. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. And it's so funny because I was trying to find this comment, which basically, I mean, was just totally on point with what you were just saying. Which is that you only mean what you don't include black people, or excuse me, white people. And this white person had, or excuse me, this black person, oh my gosh, they were so on point, like, whoever this sister was, honey, she ran these white folks down their rights. And it was basically on a video talking about white privilege. And this white dude had went out and he was talking about, what is white privilege? And he went up to this little snack thing or whatever and gonna say, hey, can I get, what did he say? Can I get whatever I want for free? And then they was like, no, you have to pay for it. He said, oh, I thought I had white privilege. And you know, they do things like that in order to try to minimize, you know, what black folk are saying, again, to deflect, again, to you know, muddy the water. See, make a joke out of it to get people away from it. But, dang, I cannot find the comment. But, yeah, man, I wanted to read that because she went in. And then what's so funny, and me and Psycho talked about this a lot. What immediately happens is they can talk about black folk like a dog. They can say everything under the sun. When you flip it on them and you read on their rights and you break it all down, what do they say? You're racist. You're racist. You're the scum of the earth person, and you're racist, and you're what's keeping things how they are in America. But wait a minute. Why you just on here calling people niggers?
Yeah.
And talking about how black folk are all these criminals and all this? What you just saying that?
Exactly.
Oh.
That's the
Renee,
new thing.
Renee, I got no time for these people. And since they label us by their so-called nasty Federal Bureau or any of the little central, Batcave type stuff, we should call them, I got some emails from a woman, we should call them WIE, White Identity Extremists. If they want to label black people this, we should label them that. Anytime we see anything when they do some ratchet shit, we say that's white identity extremists. Terrorism.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what they are.
And you're gonna see the reaction. I guarantee you. Everybody should start using that now. If they want us to label black people that, we need to label them just that, what they need to hear, what they really are.
Y'all know what? They deleted the whole thing.
What whole thing?
See, that's what happens when they can't
delete what?
The comment I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They deleted
I could call them American. I could call them Patriot. You understand what I'm saying? I could call them survivors, all them words they use to describe themselves. I could call them fragile. I could call them weak. I could call them impotent. I could call them monkeys. I I got a bunch of words to call them. I don't need to call them no identity extremists. You see what I'm saying? I can call them a whole host of them words. I got a whole vocabulary for them.
Okay. Dang, yeah, they deleted the whole. See, that's the games that they play. That's the games that they play. They can't take nobody pushing back against them.
Nope. You start making too much sense, they'll censor you.
Yep. I mean, because I pretty much think that I can't really comment nothing on YouTube. Pretty much like all of my comments have to go for like review or whatever. And it's just a way to censor me. Like, it ain't nothing I said that should be no more censored than anybody else. If somebody puts some foolishness and I check them, then I'm gonna check them. Yeah, they
you have a platform, Renee. You got a platform. That's why they censor you more now, Renee. As time progresses, as anything you do that's starting to grow, the censorship is going to be even more stricter on you, even more. Because one thing I find interesting, that any time when the sisters, or brothers, but particularly sisters, say some things that make some sense and calls them out their bullshit, they say, oh no, we can't have this because you could be influential. Brothers, no, we're going to censor you. And so we got to censor this chick. Okay? Matter of fact, sorry to leave. I remember Cynthia G did some videos on her shit we keep getting taken out every week. So it looks like when women start use what is available, their power or their word, is a problem. They do this like old slave tactics. You know how they create the mask for the black woman? To keep her mouth shut. They don't want to hear some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's dealing with them. That's offense. That's considered dangerous if you think about it. Like some real shit. Say, what? Yeah, this woman talking this. She's influential on these dudes. Mike Kitchen. Go out there, probably delete that message right there. That's that. Okay. Come on, your YouTube page off. No, she's about to create another one. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I couldn't even find it. I was just sitting here trying to look for it just manually, and yeah. So, hey, it is what it is.
One thing I would say is before the show ends, to the young sister that has, I guess, an issue with colorism, she must understand she shouldn't take it too lightly. It's just, don't take it personal. It's just business. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to accept that you're this and you want to broadcast it to average black people that's not mixed up, that's not really intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, regardless how young or old you be, called out your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people don't like for people that don't deal with anybody that brings bullshit. You know? I heard her for like almost 15 minutes, and what I got out of it is pure emotion. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to accept them because they got a white daddy or a white mommy. Regardless of who, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that is a mistake that you, when you're black male, black mates made.
But if Renee was a German psychologist, if Renee was a German psychologist, she would take that. She would take that. You understand what I'm saying? She would take that, no questions asked. If Renee was a German scientist or a Russian scientist or an Italian scientist, aka one of these white dude scientists, she would take it. They would take the label. That's where they got the label, the mixed label from. You understand what I'm saying? The mixed ancestry, the biracial. You see what I'm saying? And Franco, what you was bringing out earlier, with the cave woman living with the black man, that's the only place she can go. She can't go back to her home.
Right.
And if y'all heard what she said that she just spoke to her, she didn't speak to her daddy in her whole life. So it couldn't be that great. You understand? It couldn't be that great. You didn't speak to your daddy in your whole life. This is what happens. This is what happens. This is the hell that you go through. You see, and that was the most offensive thing because it's associated with a trauma. So she had to live her life, traumatized that her father that made her didn't want her. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now instead of using that to know, like, this is their true nature, it's on the opposite end. But you want it to be loved and accepted by your enemy, somebody who's here for your destruction. Destroyed your family. Destroyed your family. But you know what I'm saying? So, like,
you know, one thing. Okay. You know, one thing. No, but this is the serious and danger of interracial coupling. When you create confusion and you try to seek acceptance to the dominant society and they don't want to accept you, now you feel like you're a great outcast. Instead of using it as strength, say, okay, since I'm an outcast, I'm going to turn on you, the point to empower who I really am, that what you hate was to be part of the black nation. Since you want to cause destruction, you know what I'm saying? Your mistake is going to be your undoing and your destruction, you know? But it's not the case with these biracial children.
It won't take them. Well, we're welcome to open arms. Just like Renee was bringing out, you know, we encompassing everybody. You know, we got the one drop rule, we got the 1/16th, and you know, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she said that like this, or he said that like this. Like, you know, Cardi B is one of us. You understand all of that foolishness that we got out there. You know, we that stubborn to open up the things. Like I said, if they don't want to identify, they say, hey, they're not with us, thank you. You just somebody else that revealed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, going out the way to accept somebody that don't accept themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like, you trying to, a man trying to convince you he a woman, and a woman trying to convince you he a man. Like, wait, why would you want somebody like that amongst you? They already confused about themselves. They don't care enough about themselves to identify who they are. You see what I'm saying? Like that's you're already lying. So I can't want to be around a liar, because if you lie, you're still, and if you steal, you kill. You see what I'm saying? So like that's all in the basic presentation. You see what I'm saying? Nobody want no liar. You got to try to figure out who you are today or tomorrow and all that. We done been through all that. There's enough trauma that's associated with us. We come from 2 black parents. It's enough already here. We don't need nothing extra. Like, okay, so if the Chinese do want to rap today, we're going to take him and say, oh, he's a chigger. You understand what I'm saying? Like, crazy stuff. Like, oh, no, that's white chocolate over there. No, he dates sisters. That's cool.
Right.
That's all right. Right. No, you need the hell beat out of him. You understand what I'm saying? You need to be beheaded. That's what you need to do.
I see this.
Like, so I'm like, yeah, they play these games. My bad. Go ahead.
No, y'all look up this. We about to get cut off on the blog talk, but I want to say this. Y'all look up this. Well, you don't have to look them up if you don't want to, but it's this guy called Whiteout. It's called The Whiteout. Let me give you the
for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Yeah, Renee? Renee, you there?
Oh, let me get y'all the exact name. This is just something you may want to be aware of. Long story short, this is a white boy who is in the Kappa, he's a Kappa. He's in Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, okay? And he went viral or whatever, like 2 years ago, I think, or a year and a half, something like that ago, because people had posted up his him strolling with the other Kappas. And, you know, again, white people have to be mediocre at best. And it's like, oh, dang, that white boy can dance, he got rhythm. Oh, he's smooth. Oh, he's a cool white boy. Mm-hmm. And so, mind you, he went viral. All his little fraternity brothers, who probably messing with him anyway, was hyping him up, and they, you know, he's like, you know, they put him out there, all these black girls. Oh, he is fine. Oh, that's shimmy. Oh, his shimmy is everything. He needs to come talk to me. Oh, it was actually black girls on there talking about, oh, I hope one day I get to see him in person. I hope one day I get the chance to meet him. They were showing some videos of him at like some college events or whatever. Why was it all these girls running up to him taking pictures with him?
Oh wow.
Like, I was disgusted. Like,
Yeah.
it was sick, y'all. It was sick. And so they pushed this dude out there. He went on TMZ, did a thing on him. All these other major websites and stuff did a thing on him. He has his own website, okay? And they were talking about he's the coolest white guy alive.
That's sad.
When I say I wanted to jump through that screen,
That's sad.
okay?
Yeah, we
But
got
anyway, I'll leave it there. But,
we love this white savior complex. We go through it with everybody. You know, everybody wanted Bill Clinton to be the first black president. Remember that?
Yep.
We always have this, you know, this thing indoctrinated in us where, you know, we got to try to find the cool white people and embrace them and, you know, treat them like one of our own and everything else, and, you know, give them the hood pass. You know, the whole hood pass term in itself it fucks me up. What hood is that hood pass good in? It must be on your hood, because that hood pass ain't good in mine. I don't care. Okay. I can care less about somebody else's hood pass you got, a hood pass you got from some other dude that I don't even know. Matter of fact, why? No. Your hood pass is null and void. I don't play that. People who run around here, I'm inviting you to the picnic and all this other stuff. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But all right, y'all. Well, I'ma just call it a night. Thank you so much, Psycho. You are so amazing. Psycho, you know I love you. You know I love your graphics.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're hilarious. They're amazing. Like, I love them. All right, y'all. And let me say thank you to the whole chat room, to everybody who tuned in, who called in on the phone lines and listened to the show, everyone who will listen. Much love, y'all. Shout out to my brother Africa Black, to my sister Mutata, hey sis, to Capricorn, my fellow Capricorn water sniper, to T. Evans, what's up, what up? I'm trying to see who else was in here that I missed. Channel Zero, shout out to Juicy, shout out to everybody. Like I said, I love and appreciate you guys so very much. Shout out to, of course, Ozzy Diamonds and Brother Knowledge. I thought it was a really, really great show. Also, Psycho did an interview with them as well a few days ago. So check that out in his archive. And, yeah, so we'll leave it at that. Like I said, I'll be on tomorrow night on Do the Knowledge Radio. So, yeah, y'all can call up, because we didn't really have a specific topic. Like, we were going to just deal with things, but we deal with black psychology. That's the show we do every first Monday of the month, me and Knowledge. So tomorrow, I guess, you know, if you want to call up with something related to black psychology, most definitely do that. And I'll give you that number one more time if you want to scribble it down. But I'll also, of course, you send up the flyer. The calling number is 515-605-9360, 515-605-9360, and press 1 to speak. And, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And, yeah, that's that.
All right. That's what's up. I want to say shout out to the live chat as well. Shout out to Sister Renee, of course. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds, Nas Born Allah. Shout out to everybody who called in. Brother E, Juicy, turned the show out. Shout out to everybody that's listening. We appreciate y'all once again. We should be back Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you click like, click subscribe if you haven't already. and be sure to click that bell so you can be notified whenever I do go live. If you haven't already, subscribe to the other channel, The Black Building. The description is in the the link is in the description box. And make sure to check out Renee Black Graphics if you need any graphics, designs, logos, whatever the case may be. Make sure to hit her up on Facebook. And yeah, once again, shout out to everybody out there. Appreciate y'all. Peace and black power. I'm out.